Little later than I wanted it to be, but we're going to do some streaming. And in order to get to where we need to go, it's time to log back into the Ministry of Liberty. Let's go ahead and dial in. Here we go. Okay. So, where were we? We were still in CL8, weren't we? We were trying to boost up our clearance level, and I think we're getting close. We're working on tracking down that serial killer. So let's go ahead and log Michael Knight back in. There we go. Tuesday. Let's take a look at the news real quick. Let's remind ourselves of what's going on. The law enforcement is now using DNA mugshots. Cool. Solar is cheaper than fossil fuels. That seems pretty unlikely, but it is the future. So I guess it's possible. The Eta asteroid diversion, what did we learn? Senator raises synthetic disease concerns. Yikes. Alright, well, let's get logged in here. Okay, Operation Hilltopper Phase 3. The friendly killer has vanished, and another potential victim's been reported missing, and we need to find them right now. To arrest the friendly killer immediately, we will need 3 suspicion points. Using any lesser power will risk her getting away, or worse. Remember, she's ditched all of her electronic equipment. But there's a good chance that she's picked up more, and we know some things about her. So, this is a new type of mission, Rabbit Hole, it says. It requires that we use the assay tool. Unlike other tools, assay will not let you use powers, but it opens up hidden evidence or new suspects on the map. To find the friendly killer, Rita Fry, we need to search for evidence that will require us to use the assay tool. When we reach her, we need to identify her location, and whatever location is mentioned the most often, we can use Black Sheep on every evidence piece that misses it. So whatever the most common location is, we will trigger all of those. Should be 3, because that's what it takes to do an actual arrest. So here we go. Let's take a look at the rules. There's only a very few rules here. Okay, so any witnesses that are mentioning Joy Piero, who is our missing person. Any contact with Fry's alias A. Krill. So a shrimp, huh? On February the 20th. Anything about Rita Fry, a mention of specific location, and the same location mentioned 3 times. I would be okay with Cheap Solar too. Alright. So we don't have a whole lot to start with. Probably just... Oh, interesting. Helen Bill. That's not what I expected. I expected it to be Piero. So, let's take a look here. I love those who can smile in trouble, and A Girl's Night with Katie Gray and Marika Wykinska. What could be better? Unpopular opinion, Travis and Joy P were a bad fit anyway. Let's use the assay tool on that. because Joy P, I want to investigate. Let's go ahead and... anything here? No linked data. Suggest Joy P. We've also got a loan to K. Piero. No linked data. Okay. Well, I guess that's all that was there. Now we have Travis, the X. Okay, why is the music always seem to come back up in volume? Maybe it's just this particularly strident one here. Man, you should have streamed some Alien Isolation tonight. I'd have watched that. Alright, Travis Gloom, or Travis Gloam, as in to lock onto somebody. No wonder he wasn't a good match. He's also a house husband, not Miss Piero's. He's always wearing gloves. He always replaces and never repairs. He believes that dirt is good for you and he has trouble hearing. What an ass. Do you even feel bad? About what? Dumping her? Kinda. Maybe you should talk to her. I haven't even seen Joy since the other day at Mr. Martinez's store. Cool. So we're going to check out Mr. Martinez. Anything about... we got L. Piero's and K. Piero's. No P. Piero's. K. Piero. Alright, so I think we found the one thing that we were meant to find. This is kind of a follow the path. Mr. Martinez, storekeeper. He demands that other people say please, but he never says please when making that demand. He's an excellent singer, addicted to caffeine, and he puts times in pockets and then forgets them. Dude needs a smartphone. Phone maybe, Boo? That's what Ryan did. You might also see if Restream.io will sit on top of the game. I've had some success with some games, but not all games. So, anything about A. Krill here? No. There's T. Gloam, of course. J. Piello, friends with benefits. Can we investigate his friends with benefits? I don't think there'll be anything there. Yeah. But let's look here at J. Piero. There was a transaction, you see. I don't think anybody else is going to be on there. So let's look. Joy, our potential victim. The one we're trying to save. Alright, Joy, let's look at all your stuff here. She's a student, she's sympathetic, she cannot stand emails. Loves Hootbox, though. She refuses help out of pride. Interesting. Okay, do I need sunscreen in the forest? A map search. Camping for Dum Dum, she's going out to the woods. You may be able to go, windowed full screen on it. I don't know. It works for me in full screen mode on Friday the 13th. Alright, so we have contact with A. Krill here, the 20th. Let's check it out. Perfect. Reed gas station. Interesting. Nothing. And then nothing from A. Krill over here on that day. Crying all night, how could it be worse? Feeling stronger today. I'll take what the world can throw at me and still be standing. Looking to the future only to realize I was trapped in a toxic relationship. Wow, she's like posting out of order? February 20th, February 15th, February 19th. How are these connected? Alright. Let's go check out A. Krill. International Falls, Minnesota. Oh, Rita. We're coming for you. She's a nursery assistant still, chronic procrastinator, except when it comes to killing people. Paranoid about everyone they talk to. No shit. When you're a killer, I guess you would be. 2 messages. First time we've seen 2. We're gonna have more than we can actually kind of fit onto the screen, it looks like. It's close enough. Yeah, that's worrisome, isn't it? Says we're supposed to trace it through the abductee's evidence, so how would we know that she's already dead? Interesting. Let's look at her bank records here. Topeka Hardware, Michael's Cafe, Centel Gas Station, and the rental fee for the U-Save personal storage. Browser history. She wants a knife? 24 times she went looking for a knife. Stevensburg and the Anatomy of Monsters. Hi, Mom. I'm having a great time out here visiting all your childhood faves. I especially love Galilee, Orion, and Galen Pines especially. See you for Pop's big day. That's weird. Don't worry, I'm a former Girl Scout and know my way around the fire. In that case, no need for me to be concerned. No, sir. Thank you for your reply. Hi, I'm answering the ad, so you'll show me around Newtown? Sure, I'd like to make new friends. Aren't you adorable? Haha. Thank you. Okay. So, there's nothing here specifically about Joy, but the same location would have to be mentioned 3 times. That's what we're looking for here. So Oak Falls Conservation Park could be one. Here's Oak Falls as well. And if we kill this for just a second and go back to Joy, who, yes, sadly is listed as deceased. Map page, camping for Dum Dum. Do I need in the forest? Okay, so nothing there. Are we missing something else? She keeps sending money. Every few days, sending money to this person. Don't you think that would be suspicious? We have 2, but we definitely need a 3rd. So I'm curious what we can do. So there's the Galen Pines. There's Seaborn. Galilee. Let's see. So Galen. There's Seaborn. There's Oak Falls. I don't know if Stevensburg is going to match what we need. Why is she sending her money, too, when she has a personal balance of $15,000? I guess she just wants a free ride to do the murders. Okay. So, let's see if we can assay any of this stuff. Because I'm hoping for additional contacts. There we go. A new contact right here. I don't think we'll be able to search on Oak Falls. Okay. Really, that looks like the only new thing, except for maybe this. Okay, no link data. We're going to close this. Let's check out this other person. Where were they? That's odd. When we searched, we got something. Oh, so we got Hootbox. Maybe that's what it was. New friend showed me a good time in Harrisbridge. Thanks, darling. Honestly, already in love with Oak Falls. Okay, so there's one Oak Falls. There's one, Oak Falls. Let's keep looking. There's nothing about Oak Falls there. Oak Falls. Yeah, we're still missing one. No, we're not. We've got it. Here we go. Black Sheep. Mentions Oak Falls. Oak Falls. Oak Falls. Let's do it. Threat? Nope. Send agent? Nope. Arrest that bitch. Completed the assignment. See my report. All in another day's work. Really. We did it. Although it's interesting, we got 3% suspicious evidence, 0% incorrectly. I would have expected these to be 100% since it's 3 of 3 and 1 of 1. So that's strange. No missed evidence, no incorrect evidence. Arresting her was correct. We'll take our money. That's cool. Doing alright. We've got some cash, just in case. Still have the same busted up phone. Officers rushed to scene. Suspect arrested, now in custody. It said something about Joy Piero's family. Looks like we got her. Well done, everyone. Too bad it couldn't have been a little earlier. The important thing is that we, the DOL, have completed the task set for us. That's not the important thing, Meredith. A cause for great celebration, wouldn't you say? She's pretty heartless, isn't she? She's pretty heartless. We got a new message from the Resistance. What do you want to bet she wants us to take out Marion Crane? Or she's going to and needs our help. So I hear you've been talking to an acquaintance of mine. It better not be the serial killer. Who might that be? Don't play dumb, even if you're remarkably convincing at it. What a bitch. I'm talking about that bug, Dennis Zook. Oh, him. And it occurred to me that if you can risk yourself for him, you can do it for Tripwire, too. I don't know if... But I do appreciate hard bargaining tactics when I see them. From now on, we'll raise the price for each piece of information. Sound fair? I still can't take the risk. Hard negotiation only goes so far before it gets boring. Oh, and one more thing. If you ever say no to us again, thanks to your contract with Zook, we have even more dirt to bury you with. Good night. We're working on it, TR Jack. But right now, we're getting jerked around by a bunch of annoying people. So we're pretty even across the board right now, and that's been the goal. I don't want any one of them to fuck me over. I don't know what happens if we don't do anything with Dennis Zook. But I've got a feeling he'll, like, come to my apartment or send someone to go visit my parents. So I'm a little scared of him. So we need to investigate suspicious purchases and coded messages of supposed scientists. Says technically we can't investigate foreign nationals, but we can use this as a basis for arrest. Or we can use this as evidence against the DOL to see if they'll arrest innocent scientists. Or market loves nuclear shit. Can't get enough. Give me what you find. And I find sucker who buy it. Alright. Well, hopefully we can find 3 pieces of evidence. Never seems to work out like that. So we're searching for centrifuge, accelerator, isotope, blue flashpoint, total endgame, or white desert. Abbas Suleiman. He's a physicist, making way more money than I've ever seen any physicist I know make. He hates being called nicknames, probably because they call him Abby. He prefers anything familiar. He's an enormous fan of Oz, and he snoozes several alarms every morning. Boy, I know that feeling. Didn't give up on my dreams this morning, kept sleeping. I love that. I'd kill for a Nobel Peace Prize. Went to Zeller's last night, and I gotta say, I love their special white dessert. So, weekly worst post, Comedy Cemetery. Man, I wonder if Comedy Cemetery is a real subreddit. The Wonderful World of Septic Tanks and Flashpoint Blue. 90s dance mix. Blue Flashpoint's not the same thing as Flashpoint Blue, I'm sure. Although it would be kind of funny to sell that. Alright, you're off the hook. How about Saeed Walid in Boulder, Colorado? He's a nuclear physicist, and he makes 1/10 of what the other guy makes. The poor bastard. I do think I have to stay... I can't let any of them reach 0, which in my mind means I can't let any of them reach 1, because that will force my hand. So, I kind of want to keep it at least there. So I think the best way to do it for right now is to kind of play in the middle, but I'm favoring the Snow Owls because they are actually who I'm working for. So Saeed is extremely hairy. That's not even a mole. That's just a group of hair. It's like felt. He has trouble pronouncing some words. He enjoys long walks, and he tries to help others whenever possible. So, see you guys on the weekend for Blue Flashpoint. Oh no. Love that name. If everyone's asking, it's about a project we're on, not the CW show. And by that I mean The Flash, which was a show on CW. Just so you know. That's going to age really well. So the Blue Flashpoint. Here's the thing, man. I'll sell it. That's what they say. I'm relatively sure that that's not reasonable stuff. Remember, the thing is, supposed scientists and the Resistance thinks that we're spying on people falsely. So let's at least take it for now. That's the kind of stuff that we want to go to and the kind of thing that is false evidence. Did you say it passed 1 all the way till 3, so you saw the end of the tournament? Yes, it was a snore fest, though. You're telling me. How about Talat Nasir? She's a nuclear physicist who makes $11,000. She may be bad at physics. She may be really bad at it. She once stared at the sun for 3 minutes, which means she probably thinks that she's getting paid $511,000 a year, not realizing that the dollar sign is not a 5. Truth. Constantly drumming on surfaces, demands others say please, and she suffers from an inferiority complex. So, TR Jack, are you in the way of all of this weather? Or are you just a weather buff? So, centrifuge. That's one of the things that we're supposed to be searching for, is mentions of centrifuge. So, boom, snap. Not a bad move at all, especially in the end game. Now's my turn. Bishop to c6. I eagerly await your supply. So see, end game, but not the total end game. Have you seen that Doctor Who list? I have indeed. Colin Baker in 5th place. Preposterous. Preposterous. Safely far to the north. Well, I'm glad to hear that you are safe. Let's take a look at Murat Bayraktar. He's a nuclear engineer, not doing so well, though. He smiles when angry. He suffers from the hiccups. He has an incorrigible nose fetish. Nose fetish? And he tells off colored jokes. All right, we will go back to the previous person. Accelerate. That is not the same thing as an accelerator. Let's look at the email here. Unbelievably, switching the resonance actually worked. Since the last test, it seems like we're finally entering the total end game. This is exciting stuff, but we have to keep this secret at all cost. This is the only one that seems like maybe it could be a real thing, and they're almost certainly talking about something like an MMORPG. None of this stuff actually seems like a thing. So not there with the chess, not there with the Doctor Who, and then we had Centrifuge, so let's go back another one. Saeed? Was it Saeed? Well, they all are except for one. Blue Flashpoint. The Flash, which is a show on CW, just so you know. If you stay up past one, saw the end of the tournament, so not that guy. So we'll go all the way back to the beginning of Boss Suleiman. So Flashpoint Blue, which was a false positive, and then didn't give up on my dreams, kept sleeping, Nobel Peace Prize. This is White Dessert, not White Desert. Was that what you were talking about? Yeah, but they're different words, so that's not it. That's another false positive. Okay, so we have several pieces of evidence here. Do we actually want to sell any of them? Here, I'll reconnect so we can review our evidence here. We know this is a reference to the Flash television show. This one might actually be a thing, but who cares if you're just looking up centrifuges on there? And total endgame, maybe. I could sell all three of them to everybody, and I could give everybody what they want, right? I could sell this one to the Resistance, and they would be like, yeah, you're spying on people that don't need to be spied on. And I could actually sell, like, the total endgame thing to, I don't know, Dennis, for instance. And when it turns out to be, like, the final raid in an MMO, no big. And then I could sell the actual centrifuge schematic search to Snow Owl. So I could do that and increase everybody's relationship. But I'm real tempted to not sell to the Resistance. Because I kind of don't want to prove them right. I kind of want to protect my company. And I really don't feel like there's any problem selling stuff to Dennis if it's false, because he's the one that wants it. So I don't think that anything really matters with, like, any of these people, right? I think as long as they stay above 0, it really doesn't matter, like a mood or anything else like that. So I guess let's sell to all of them. So the centrifuge offer. Actually, I will give them the total end game. The centrifuge offer we can send to Dennis. Resistance didn't actually increase their price. Maybe because I kept pushing instead of accepting? Hard to say. So we'll sell to Dennis. And we'll go to the social media, and we're going to sell it to the Resistance, because they want evidence that things are false. And then we're going to go here, and we're going to sell the code word total endgame to our bosses. Okay. So 877. Sweet. I'm done with this. So how's your story with Daniel coming? Okay, I guess. We just keep hitting so many roadblocks, you know? Can't even imagine. See, I want to play dumb. I feel like there's a good chance, since they're investigating surveillance shit, that if I started using that to help her, they'd know I'm on the inside of it. On the other hand, This is my way out. If I can give them this stuff, not only could they report on it, but they could get it out publicly, and we could maybe keep ourselves from being thrown in jail forever. That's not what an intelligence agent would do, so I can't imagine. The worst is the Department of Liberty, really. Can't get a shred of information on them without an injunction or a word to our bosses that shuts down any leads. Oh, they sound like a nightmare, or I'm sure they have their reasons. Do we defend a little bit? Or do we say that sounds like a nightmare? I don't want to commiserate too much. We're still a government employee, and she knows that. You're in government, right? Do you know anyone over there who could help? We don't actually know anyone who's allowed to help, so no. Ah, that's okay. Back to the drawing board, I guess. She tried. Denied. Let's go back to work. February the 24th, 2023. So it seems something good has finally come from this friendly killer business. Since we caught her, somebody important has spoken to the FCB and they've released more of their files to us. Reluctantly. Ha! So we can finally look deeper into those separatist groups? The ones attached to Morecambe's financier? And possibly the Cloud Dweller? That's a bingo. We've heard that they might even be planning an imminent attack, so watch super closely for anything suspicious. Look, it's a Mr. Coffee. You know that I always drink coffee while I watch my radar. Yeah, it might. Michael, it turns out we may have been wrong about Neo Texas. Dude, I told you. Let me be the first to admit my mistake. Well, I don't want to say I told you so. Or we can say, it's okay, I've made my fair share. At like a 97% success rate, I guess 3% could be my fair share. They're just a red herring, you'll see. Completely harmless. Never mind my Lone Star tattoo here on my bicep. I guess we'll find out. Yes, we will. All right, you two, break it up. Let's get to work. You know, we could get to work, but I think I actually want to read the news. What we got going on here? Hey, Peeper. Can't open this at work. I'm not crazy. Which, of course, was what he was saying about the phone. So, the friendly killer captured. London unveils new tube trains. The rise of drone inspection industry and solar grid parity at 10% in the U.S. Well, hey, Peepers. Michael Knight, go ahead and sign in here. Weak spot. With the FCB now sharing their information, we can finally investigate the Neo Texas group. We have reason to believe the Separatists have used their funding to instigate another attack on U.S. soil and further their agenda. You will need to search for transactions or connections with known terrorists, as well as any clear plans for violent acts. For the DOL to act forcefully, you should maximize suspicion points wherever possible. So if you're unsure, pick it, because at least it justifies us using more force. We take a look at the rules here. If they've received money on either of those two dates, and they have connections with any of those 4 people, or if we have a mention of attack plans with means, date, and location, or if they have a history of bomb making. All right, let's check it out. Just doing our part to be a, make sure you check all the mission rules. Don't miss anything, you bet. So David Jansen kind of has hair like somebody who makes bombs. Like somebody who accidentally blew up a bomb on their table while they were looking at it. He's a cafeteria worker. He hates to tie his shoes. It's Velcro or sandals. That's it. He avoids seafood. really rough working at a cafeteria. He is often exasperated, and he has a prominent scar on his thigh from a lobster, which is why he avoids seafood. Alright, so he's very committed to S. Gorminja. Let's see here. He has donated to West Texas libraries, and he actually received a lecture fee. Cafeteria worker received a lecture fee from Middle Road Online University. So this Wichita Falls thing is going to need to be the spark we need. Isn't there a risk it'll turn people against us? Of course not. It'll shake them out of their slumber. Right now there's not enough to go on. And I don't think there's anything that we can do with searching Codex. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with any of this. Yeah, so nothing found. We're just going to ignore him for a moment. We'll come back. Anne Murray. I feel like we've seen that name before, but I don't think so. She's a student, makes almost no money. She dislikes fake fruit. She once ate a wax apple and was like, motherfucker. And now she hates all fake fruit, especially those squishy plastic grapes that aren't really grapes. She's extremely conscious of poor posture. She's a constant napper, and she dresses poorly, which is why she has fluorescent pink clouds on a mustard yellow sweater. Let's take a look here. Ah, another with this Gorminja person. Where are you now? Was there any sort of event that they would do? So Gorminja again instead of S, so not a thing. A transfer from the Texas Cheese Depository. A loan to Jay Grayson. Phone book from VidTech Limited. And a loan repayment. No big deal. Alright. The organization's getting nowhere with our current strategy, and I'm with the others. We need to shake a few foundations if we want freedom. Alright, let's take a look at these names here. Do we have a Venlo? No. Singh? No. Langley? No. But we do have S. Gorminja here. Did we receive money on the 6th or the 17th? We paid on the 17th. We did not receive anything at all on the 6th. So she's clear. We'll come back to her in a minute. After all the ones that have made me look at multiple people, I'm extremely reluctant right now for some reason to like shut somebody out completely. But let's go take a look at Sabine Weber. She's a magician, makes $47,000 a year robbing banks. She likes to be a matchmaker, is covetous of others, changes her hairstyle often, it's not actually red, and is obsessively thrifty. To Stefan Marco, it's happening. Texas exit, I suppose, is happening. There's trending more and more, and we're tipping public opinion. We've already been shouldering the other state's burden for far too long. Man, I bet that's something California would say. Or New York. Or anybody who's got an awful lot of stuff. Let's see here. V. Venlo. Absolutely, we do know V. Venlo, but we know nothing at all about their bank records, so not really a lot that we can do there. So we've got no deep link to this person. All right. Let's look at some of the others here. We've got Werner Vong. Yeah, I can see where that would be boring. He is a storekeeper. He ties perfect knots. He's constantly rubbing his eyes, which is difficult with the glasses. He constantly winks at people, and he's just waiting for a zombie apocalypse. But aren't we all? Aren't we all? So if we look at his crimes, none of them were bomb making. So that's cool. He's paid a service fee to the Top Heavy Gentlemen's Club, a payment to the Texas Lottery Commission, a payment for grade A frisbees. He's got a pretty big transaction from B. Langley, but we're looking for a J. Langley. And that's significantly larger than his bi-monthly paycheck. All right, so here, though, J. Langley, after all. So we do have somebody who's J. Langley over here. Isn't forming a new country kind of a dumb idea? I suppose it thinks how represented you think you are in D.C. It's not really an issue for Texas, but for the whole country, you know? Whether the views of your neighbors are good or bad, it's important that they be represented. Unless those views are extremely harmful to certain people. Maybe we should grab coffee and talk about this. It's on me. So let's double check the funds here. We did receive money on the 17th. And we are deep linked to J. Langley. Bangarang. Got him. Now let's take a look. Did anything happen on the 6th? No. None of these others. Okay. Oh, good. We've got one piece of evidence already. How about Herman Kramer in the liberal bastion of Austin, Texas? He's a shop assistant. He can be excessively needy. He's extremely conscious of poor posture. He's usually naked at home, but who isn't? Just ask Wolverine. And he often has his hands in his pockets when he's not at home. It's important to note that he has seldom got his hands in his pockets at home. Okay, so if we take a look here, metadata records, Y. Anthony, nope. Buhan, Bautista, Stephen, and Venlo, none of these. Okay. S. David, I hear something big's going down. You hear right. Any source on where? They're keeping it hush-hush, but I'm hearing Arlington. Really? No. And from David Arias. Remember David Arias? That name was brought up previously in connection with this. I think maybe he is the head of this org? I don't care if it's risky. We've worked on this for far too long. I'm going to be in Odessa to see the office building collapse. The question is, can you be there by the 25th too? I hope so. Hola, Silly Bob. We are trying to solve a mystery. Okay, so none of these really match. There's no mention of attack planes with means, date, and location, right? We've got a date. We've got a location. I suppose office building collapse could be considered a means? I mean, there's nothing that says that it's specifically going to be an attack, except it's called Judgment Day. So, let's flag it. I mean, that's as close. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. So we'll call it. And I think that's the only thing that we're going to get here. But we'll come back in a second. I'm just trying to look at all of them right now. So we've looked at all of these so far. How about Mary Flanagan in Arlington, Texas? She's a political leader. Looks like every Flanagan I've ever met. $6,300 a year. So, honest politician or bad politician? Privately, she cross-dresses. She frequently visits Wolf's Museum of Mystery. She needs competition in her life, and she habitually bites objects. I bite things almost every day. It makes it easier to swallow. So, criminal record, gambling fraud, possession of a controlled substance while armed, and arson. Wonder what her political party is like. The Hold My Beer party? Let's see here. A. Varangar, no. When's it happening? 27th? Are you sure? Oh, wait, it was the 25th. And this is why I was kind of checking it out, right? They've mentioned the 25th several times. So I'm kind of building my case. I don't think we need to clip them all and point them in all the other ones, but who knows. Always thought bombs were an elegant and overly blunt, terrible for making a point. That's why we need to go for the controlled but sudden demolition. The orderliness of it is what will make it so striking. Okay. Let's try a few things here. Let's grab this with midstream, and let's grab this. We're going to start gathering some midstream stuff. This is not enough to do anything to her on her own. But maybe we can cross-connect it to get somebody who's really promoted up. All right. Diarmid O'Sullivan. He's a plate maker. He's considered to be an overachiever. The plates he makes are really big plates. He's repeatedly bitten by a wolf spider. He did not gain spider powers. He sympathized with John Allen Muhammad, and he sits with his legs crossed. Let's take a look at his relationships and criminal record here. He's married to B. Singh. Well, that's definitely a relationship. One of the ones that we're supposed to look at. Money received on February 6th? No. But money received on February 17th? Bet your bippy. 17th with B. Singh. Kidnapping, looting, voluntary manslaughter, and robbery. Okay, so there's nothing else here that's going to relate to anything. I'm going to immediately go ahead and just say that he's a threat. Go check him out. Okay. Maddie! We've clipped all the evidence that we can from you. If we come in here and use the powers, we can't really use any of these powers yet. You're not really safe, though. We'll hang on to that stuff for the moment. She's potentially trouble, but let's come back over to David Jansen. So we tried using that on a few of these. We didn't really get anything out of it. But we've got Escorminga over here. So that's one person that we were supposed to look at. But nothing over here for funds on... Oh, actually the 6th. Yes, we are. So let's link these two. See, Escorminga on the 6th. That's why I'm glad we didn't push all this off. Okay. So, Wichita Falls. Is there a risk people will turn against us? Of course not. It'll shake them out of their slumber. I don't think the Wichita Falls thing is the thing that we're looking for. So, threat. Check this person out. Alright. Anne Murray. Anne. I've got fake fruit with your name on it. So, Escorminga, not the right person. Nothing that was received on the 6th or the 17th. Nothing over here that talks about anything. We need to shake a few foundations. Could mean buildings, but doesn't really miss. We do have this Escorminga here, but we don't have anything on the appropriate date. So there's nothing to do here. No history of bomb making either. And you're safe. Sabine. Oh, Sabine. This is personal now. Okay, so you Rohal? Nope, not a person we need to worry about. We got a V Venlo phone call here. But of course we have no bank records, so that doesn't really... We can't actually match any of that. Attack plans? Nope. History of bomb making? Not so that we can tell. So, you're safe enough. It's just that the plot moves forward at that point in time. I can spend all the time that I want to on this, but yeah. Okay, Herman. Something big's going down. Hush, hush, but I heard Arlington. Really? No. Now, we did finger this. So my question then becomes, is it possible? None of these match. Is it possible? I don't think the Mary Flanagan thing is likely to do it. But this and this together? How many? Can we link all these things? Can I deep link that? Oh, it undid it when I did that. It's not like we're supposed to be using Black Sheep anyway, so whenever I do this, it undoes it. So these don't really, I don't think they're going to be actionable pieces of intelligence. So really there's just that one for the moment. Mary. So this is worrisome, but it's not a thing that we can act on. Can't act on any of this. I can put these two together, but we don't have a location. Alas. Nope, it doesn't mean anything at all. It is just saying that the day is going by. Really? It's waiting. 5 o'clock's the end of the workday when everything's evaluated. So it's just a thing to keep it moving along. I suspect text messages that I can receive during the day are keyed to those times. So unfortunately, we have to pass on her. As suspicious as she is, she hasn't done anything wrong. We look at old Werner Vong. Now, if you'll remember, we were able to link his name to these fees. We're going to mark him as a threat. So really, we don't have anything that is actually like multiple levels, unfortunately, unless we've just missed something, which I suppose is possible. So let's just report him. We can't do the suspicion level 2 to send an agent, so we'll just mark him as a threat. Let's see what we've got. How did we do? So it'll process. This will tick over to 5. And now we'll receive a report on how we did. 7 out of 7 with 7 appropriate decisions. So even though there was the pressure to do better, we did just what we needed to do. Perfect. 21% compliance change. They love us around here. Might be interesting to do a playthrough on this where we actually know the outcome of the game and we work to stymie them. I wonder if the game would allow that. I don't know what kind of flexibility they built into this. Removed from the watch list has boarded a flight to an unknown location. Uh-oh. Well, I would have suspected, added to the terrorism shortlist, I would have suspected that they would be going to Odessa. Now, there's a lot of Odessas out there in the world. But I'd have gone to Odessa, Texas, which you might remember from the television show Heroes. That was where they were. So I guess they weren't harmless after all, huh, Calvin? Or, well, that was interesting. Let's go with, well, that was interesting. None of them were people that we needed to arrest yet. Are you goddamn baiting me, Knight? Do you even know who my father is? Take it easy, Calvin. So this hayseed gets lucky. So what? Hayseed? Sorry to put this riveting conversation on hold, but we're getting news from Odessa. What is it? There's been an explosion. Ominous. Very ominous. An office building was completely leveled. What? You serious? Do we have agents on the scene? No, not possible, unfortunately. Why not? Because it's not Odessa, Texas. It's Odessa, Ukraine. Like I said, there's a lot of Odessas. What the hell? Good thing we didn't gloat too much. They did bomb early. It was supposed to be the 25th. And they did the 24th. Now, that may not be true. It is February the 24th here in Washington, D.C. at almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon because somehow time has moved backwards a little bit. But what time is it going forward? How many hours forward is Odessa, Ukraine from Washington, D.C.? Now, the dateline's on the other side of the globe, but due to the time difference, DC's like -4 hours from London. So at London, it would be like 8:46 at night. I don't know how far forward Ukraine is from London, but if it's another 4 hours, then it's the 25th. So they may have been exactly on time. Determine whether the scientists were actually terrorists. Cool. Whether this new energy source or military tool, we must know about it before anyone else. Any cutting-edge technology has to stay out of the DOL's grasp. Scientists, terrorists, don't care. Have friends who pay the same for reactor or missiles. Oh, Dennis. All right, well, let's do a little homework. Why do we have homework? All right, so there's pretty much only two things. Mention of weapons, only if they have contact with these people, or mention of energy, that's really broad, just like weapons, only if contact with these people. Okay, we can do it. Abbas, the well-paid one from Irvine, California. Let's investigate him first. What the hell happened? The DOL came by and grabbed us all. What? How long were you in custody? Too long, but I can't really talk about it. Top arms companies by revenue. The Ethics of Modern War and Property Search in Beverly Hills. This is kind of a mention of weapons, if we're going to be subjective about things. So we can say this is weapons. Only if Q. Maddox, E. Russo, or B. Kushner. There's no Kushner. They have a B, not an E. Russo. And no Q. Maddox. So, scary and suspicious. Now, I'm trying to remember, what was the one that he had that we sent? It wasn't the centrifuges. We sent the code word, right? Interesting. So he's probably okay. How about Saeed Walid? What's going on? I thought we'd agreed to use this breakthrough for good, and now I'm hearing about meeting with weapons companies. I didn't sign up for that. The Department of Liberty homepage, U.S. Patent Office's A Powered Future, Energy Utopia. So really, either of these. There's an A-ho instead of a James O. Nope. There's an A-galley. Thank you for giving this opportunity and for introducing us to Mr. Sloan. Of course, the tech could be world-changing. Sorry you've been harassed by those DOL thugs. Or D. Buckley. But I'm going to go ahead. Can we use the midstream tool on a mention of energy only if contact with A-ho, M. Sloan. I'm going to call Mr. Sloan M. Sloan. And we're going to go ahead and call this as energy. so we're going to save it. We don't have to link them. It's just use the midstream tool if this happens. So, the DOL got really aggressive, man. Here's Talat. Q-Maddox. Oh, there's Q-Maddox. Do we talk about weapons? Yes, I'm not sure clean energy firms can compete right now on price. Weaponizing such a power energy source just makes sense when the bids are so high. We could do a lot of good with all that money, and she got a phone call, or made a phone call, to Q-Maddox. Well. Boom. She's in the stink. And Mirat Baraktar. What we got here? What do you think about this weaponization idea? I'm open to it. Seriously, it seems pretty unethical. Maybe, but I've seen the size of the offer. Do we have a Q-Maddox? No. An E. Russo? No. We do have a P. Kuchner, though. It's not spelled right. There's more of a Kochner. So, I'm worried, right? This seems legit. This seems like a thing, but it doesn't match. It doesn't match. Nobody here. We should let it go. Are we gonna let it go? Do we use our judgment and not actually follow the rules? No. No. We're going to continue to follow the rules here. So let's go ahead and sign in. Any cutting-edge technology has to stay out of the DOL's grasp. Well, here's the thing. I do want them to know that they are potentially weaponizing stuff. And then, let's see here. So let's sell the data about weaponizing Elsa this shit and move on. Alright, so we'll sell this to the Snow Owl. That's the weaponizing one. And then the web result, we're going to go ahead and sell it to Dennis. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. I agree. It makes no sense at all. I mean, a Texas separatist group involved in a bombing in Eastern Europe? I've seen weirder shit, but not much. All that we can do now is follow the trail, which is going to be easier thanks to your work. Our scope's been permanently expanded, and we'll be covering more states now. Not much of a consolation, but it's something, right? Well, that is good news. And I've got something even better. You've been noticed. Starting next week, you'll be promoted to Clearance Level 7. Really? That's amazing, finally. Don't get too excited, kid. If you think you've had it tough so far, it's not exactly a picnic from here on out. On the other hand, though, Calvin's gonna be furious. Yeah, fuck Calvin. And fuck buying a new phone. Clearance Level 7, Carpe Noctem, seize the night. You like that badge right there? Where it shows a big shadowy figure looming over an electronic globe? And of course, I don't want any of this coming back to me. Naturally. As far as we're concerned, this information is coming from a mole inside your company, not from you directly. Isn't that right, Brian? Oh, of course, Frank. Ha! Splendid. In exchange for this backdoor entrance to Demagog's retail data, you'll be handing us information on rival consortiums? Us? Absolutely not. A mole from inside the DOL will leak you that information. I do enjoy making deals with you, Frank. Well, that's what our homework's gonna be. Fucking ratting out Walmart to whoever Alexandria Fang with all of her bling actually is. Aha! There you are, kid. Looks like we've got a lead on your Neo-Texas folk. Sweet. Rule of thumb, follow the money. Always. Right, Brian? Always, Frank. Yes, Michael, Frank has decided we need to pursue a different tack. See, Calvin was partly right. That Odessa attack was too well organized to be carried out by just those wackos. So they must be funded by someone bigger. We just need you all to sort through their purchases. Find out who's who. Can't wait. So, see any good movies lately? Guess who's been promoted to clearance level 6? I'm sure you earned it. How is Daddy, by the way? Joke all you like, Knight, but by the end of the day, you're just a sad little pawn. No money, no prospects, no future. Wow, he really doesn't like you. What gave it away? No, but his hatred of you is almost cartoonish. It's fascinating. Always happy to entertain you, Esther. Hey, buddy. Hey, Michael. Check out this badge. Look at this. Cool, isn't it? Really makes you feel like you're connected to the larger world out there. It's inspiring, almost. Wish our challenge coins were cool like that. All right, let's check the news here real quick. Mysterious museum thefts continue. No leads in the Odessa attack. Antimony, why it's almost gone, and why that matters. And fake profiles rampant on dating apps. They are. And fake profiles on a dating app is actually a fantastic way to send information. Just make sure it's a picture of somebody that you can recognize or with a prop that you can recognize. Type whatever shit you want to into the profile that's some crazy belief that they espouse and let it be actual real intelligence. New evidence access. Legal authorization Enduring Liberty Act. Program named Agora. Unlike bank records, this gives us much more specific details about a suspect's spending habits. Remember, this was actually one of the abilities that we had at the very beginning of the game when we were doing a little race, because we saw that somebody had purchased a lead-lined briefcase and like an EMP and a fucking pistol, and awesome. How do we get this power? The companies gave it to us. And they fucking will. You've given them your data pretty much for free, just for the pleasure of using whatever stupid system that they have. So we've captured members of the Neo-Texas secessionist movement, but we've had little luck in obtaining evidence on their leaders. With new retail data, we can determine who has been receiving dirty money. Hey, bud, there's still work to do, says Peepers. Identify who's been spending beyond their means and scout connections between flagged luxury purchases and crooked accountants. So, if they've done things like bought a new vehicle or bought jewelry or bought a shiny new watch, the fuck buys a shiny new watch? Maybe buy a shiny new cell phone. And they're connected with any of those people, we're going to deep link it. Otherwise, we're going to deep link anything over $13,000, but they make less than $2,000 every couple of weeks. We can do this. Begin the assignment. CL7, man. Just getting promoted left, right, and center here. It's great. Remember, you can dig into the map and move it around. Yep. We can, although it doesn't look like there's anybody in Hawaii or Alaska. Alaska Kingdom 2. The end. Yvonne Boseman. She's a typesetter. She makes $29,000 a year. She's obsessed with birthdays, can fall asleep anywhere, including the driver's seat of a moving car. She is frequently itchy, because she does not exfoliate, and she is a poor judge of character. Let's take a look at her purchases, and her messages, and her bank records. Okay, so H. Steven, Alicia is going to love this dog. While he is adorable, could you ask Peter Tillman to reschedule for Monday? I really want to see her face when she meets him. Well, Pete Tillman is definitely one of the people to keep an eye on. So that's a thing to link. She bought a Labrador puppy. A silver pendant from overpriced Junker Usk. 8 buckets of eggshell white house paint. And 3 triple cheeseburgers from Fatburger for $5. That's a fantastic deal. Fatburger's fucking expensive. Okay, so let's take a look here. Our salary payment, $1,154. Yeah, but did we buy jewelry? Fuck yes, we did. Link. That's the jewelry. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, we did. Yeah. Bought the jewelry. We just need to undo the selection. We have to come over here and link Peter Tillman. Bought jewelry with P. Tillman. Clever. All right. You are an alert. How about Francesca Ivan? She's in Fort Worth, Texas. She's a stockbroker. Sometimes she hears voices. I'll let you in on a little secret. I sometimes hear voices too, usually when people are talking to me. She's considered funny by others. She stands with her hands behind her back. She sucks on her thumb. And what's the deal with airline food? Okay, so if we look, her salary payment is indeed less than $2,000. Has she made any purchases that are over $13,000? Oh, so close. So very close. Okay, now, does she know anybody that we need to be concerned with? Does not look like it, even though she purchased something very expensive. In this case, a new vehicle. She doesn't know Mina or Garaf or Tillman that we can see. We'll come back. What if we can find it somewhere else? The deep link ones seem to work like that. So, alright, how about Catherine Kelly? Catherine is a grocer. I've seen ladies that worked at the grocery store that look like that. She makes $74,000 a year. She breaks items when angry. You will never get a full dozen eggs out of her. She loves bumper stickers, insists on matching her outfits, and she likes to be a matchmaker. Matchmaker, make me a match. So don't you dare tell me that pineapple should be anywhere near pizza, and stop sending me image links. It won't change my mind. Clearly, she's a terrorist. If she hates pineapple on pizza, she's got to be a terrorist. Let's just arrest her, right? Hell, let's just go ahead and go. This thing goes up to 5, man. 5's got to be like assassinate, right? Let's just have her taken out. Send the drones. Okay. So, if we're looking for people that she knows, we're going to be shit out of luck. The only person that we know is Ogden Garafa, and that's not the same thing as Garaf. It's close, though. Especially with this purchase of a new watch here and new jewelry. Like, that's a lot. Her salary transfer, however, is over $2,000. Did she buy anything that was over $13,000? No. Regretfully, she's clean. We'll have to have her assassinated at a later date. So how about John Jane? John Jane is a recruiter, makes $10,000 a year. He's extremely gullible. He likes to disgust people. He never forgets a favor. And he loves garage sales. To Joy Bettany, Jello Incident Part 4. I won't be in the office next week, but can you tell Paul Tellman to stop putting my stapler in Jello? We've all seen The Office. That joke is played. Plus my stapler doesn't work afterwards. So, Joy Bettany, not a name that we need to follow. And we needed Paul Tillman, not Paul Tellman. So this doesn't work. None of this matters because we can't tell what it is. Even though he bought an entire fucking sedan, doesn't matter. Okay. How about Umberto Maria? He's a detective, $49,000 a year. He's a constantly blocked nose. He's a prodigious coupon clipper, especially when it comes to whiskeys. He talks to himself when alone. What kind of fucking person does that? He drags his feet while walking. What an awful human being. Okay, so his income payment every fortnight is less than $2,000. Has he made any purchases over $13,000? Fuck yes, he has. A flight, a first-class flight, a suite-class flight from San Francisco to Hong Kong. Bangarang. What else do we got going on here? Do we have anything about Y Mina? No, we got a Jerry Mina. Ogaroff or P. Tillman? No. Now, he's in the know, though. That thing in Odessa went exactly as I hoped. Now I'm looking forward to a long vacation. So he's got an Omega Speedmaster. It's the Moonwatch. He's got a felt sombrero. Why he bought a felt sombrero? Who knows? But since he doesn't know anybody that we need to, we can't flag the watch. That's good enough. Hospital fee, salary payment, electricity, supply charge. Alert. Ooh. Okay. Israel Rosa. He's an IT trainer, makes $38,000 a year. He has trouble pronouncing some words. He wants to be a clown, but he's often an exasperator and inadvertently sounds angry, which means he would be a hilarious clown for an adult and a terrible clown for children. So, if we look at his bank records here, his salary payment is less than $2,000. Did he buy anything over $13,000? Hell yes, he bought a full-scale Moai replica statue. Who the fuck buys an Easter Island statue? So, yeah. We got this one right here, Deep Link. Boom, got him. All right, he made a down payment on a cruise. He made a payment on a shoe shed. A whole shed for his shoes. Or, the store is called Shoe Shed, and it wasn't the cheapest shed ever. He also made a mortgage payment. So let's see here. Of course I have friends in Texas, but then again, I have friends everywhere. Speaking of which, I will be in Brussels on Tuesday to speak with several ambassadors and Omar Garoff. Ah, that's a name that we need to be tracking. So let me know if I can catch you for lunch. We can deep link this to this watch right here. Not to Buster's Big Boys. But we can go with bought watch. Boom! Double Jeopardy. Take it, baby. Okay, so powers. We're going to send an agent out to investigate. That's right. Kim DeGraff in McAllen, Texas. McAllen's a nice town, actually. So she's a home economist, home ec. She argues with those who already agree with him. I hate that. She hates carrying coins. I gotta agree. She was pushed from an ice cream truck, and her feet are always freezing. So her salary is over $2,000. So we're not too worried about that. What remains of Edith Finch for PC? Graboids for PC. One water-thrusting jet bike. And one Hollow Knight for the Switch. So she's a gamer, man. She is a gamer. But our fortnightly salary is not under this, so we are not going to even try and trigger this. We could say that it's a new vehicle, but we have no information at all of her knowing anyone else. And I think that's everyone. Francesca. We didn't have any evidence for you that I'm aware of. Salary payment was less. You didn't have anything over 13. So this doesn't trigger. You don't know anybody, so you're fine. Discard. We're gonna look at Catherine Kelly here. don't think we were able to get anything here. Salary transfer is over, so we can ignore that. This name does not match. Unfortunately, we are not really able to send the assassins after her. So discard. Right? Wait, do you mean like Critters the movie? Or do you mean like a Creatures kind of a thing? Because that exists. Alright, John Jane Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name, too. So we don't care about Paul Tellman. That makes it so he has no names that trigger. We don't know what his salary is. Paul, you're discarded. When I think of Critters, all I can think of is the Critters that they were in space. I don't even remember any of the others. So, all the video games, the water thrusting bike jet, but she doesn't know anybody. And her salary is over the critical amount. Discard. Alright, let's submit our analysis here. Are we the knight? One piece of evidence incorrectly marked, and we missed a couple of pieces. Show me what we've missed. I'm curious here. So correct, missed none. Send here. Correct, correct. She was marked discard, and we were right. Discard, and she was right. All right, so Umberto. It says fortnightly salary and salary payment. Okay, so I just clicked on the wrong one, it looks like. And because I clicked on the wrong one, this didn't trigger. So I missed one and I clicked on the wrong one, so that's fine. Why do we need an Easter horror movie when we already have zombies? Notice we're getting more money. Now that we're clearance level 7, we get $200 for keeping our compliance over. I mean, I think a Tremors video game could be kind of cool. It's kind of a cross of like the floor is lava and... yeah, they could do. I mean, there's been lots of games with sandworms. I think it could be fun. All right. So Yvonne Brosman added to high profile subject list. Oh, Israel. Why, oh, why? So, you know how we're clearance level 7? I've noticed. What happens at clearance level 1? Well, I've really only heard things such as unlimited access. Any information, any power, all at your discretion. That seems excessive. So I guess only a few people have that status. Only one. The director of the department. Well, that's something to aspire to, if you're into that kind of thing. Or really not. That was a sarcastic comment. I mean, yeah, you can shoot things. I think some of it's got to be about setting traps, right? Trying to get from places to places with shitty parkour to get the things to make remote control cars or get dynamite out of an old mine or something else like that. But maybe you actually have to take some contracts and blow them up. You would need a pretty large region and several towns. And so you could take contracts for the US or Mexico, put it right there on the border, and various things like that. So let's take a look at the news. Mysterious museum thefts continue. We'll be investigating that shit before long. Still no leads in the Odessa attack, Antimony. Oh, this is all the stuff from before. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's go home and do our private work for whatever megacorp that Miss Fang works at. Alex Knight. Cool hair, kid. Hey. Bro, I haven't heard from you in a while. I know. I've been terrible with that. Can I ask you a favor? Like more money? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just really important this time. I owe a lot of money to a guy. What kind of guy? It's not important. His name's Philip Mascaro. I promise I'll pay you back. Just hang on. I'll call you back later. Yeah, we're gonna investigate this Philip Mascaro? Oh, hey. How are things up in the big smoke, kiddo? Oh, not amazing. Rent is ridiculous in DC right now. Ah, do you need me to send you some money? What? No, I'm an adult, Dad. It'll be fine. But I mean, thank you. What about your other kid? Hey, we got a new message from Frank Talby. Good work today. But remember what I said. Follow the money. Look after yourself, okay? Frank did point that out. Remember, Frank was a hell of a free agent before all of this, but he did point out that we should look out for ourselves and keep just enough to give to Uncle Sam to keep Uncle Sam off of our tits. So, this is not a gym. This is an experience. Fitness examination. Name, Michael Knight. Pushing the furthest possibilities. So, here's the thing, though. Our DOL rank. There's only 758 people above us in the entire department, and we are the top-rated CL7 person with 100% compliance. I would expect that number to be lower if our compliance was like 68 or something. All right, so we have a favor from Matthew Pohl, CEO of MatCorp, and a good friend of the DOL. Claire Douglas is one of the few ethical tech titans. We need to defend against data-hungry corporations like MatCorp. Okay, I'm okay with that. And Charlie Douglas is goddamn gazillionaire and has many jealous folk who want to make him suffer lots of buyers. All right, well, good to know. We're going to go ahead and request access for Philip Mascaro. I just want to find out. We may not do anything, but I want to know. Is our brother on drugs? Because it sure seems like drugs, right? So use the midstream tool for histories of violent crimes, insults, Republica, or MatCorp. Purchased Copacex, purchased Ilium B, or purchased Radagast Forte. Okay, well, let's do it. Let's investigate. But first, Philip Mascaro. Let's examine this fucker. He's unemployed, he grinds his teeth while sleeping, he only eats yellow foods, he's a chronic procrastinator, and he's obsessed with himself. Well, there's no knights there. We still doing the thing, yeah, everything's good to go, just be sure to leave it at the stash house. Which one, Guerrero Street or Macomb Center? Macomb, wait, no, actually Guerrero. Sweet, and his finances. He bought a bunch of cotton candy, fireworks, and a cricket bat. There's nothing here. Now that said, I could probably report him as saying some horrible shit. The cricket bat's a little concerning. He's unemployed. I'm not even worried about the 3 pounds of cotton candy, because what else are you going to do if you're unemployed? But the cricket bat worries me because that could be used for violence against little bro. But anyway, no metadata records, no nothing here. Just remember Guerrero. Should be easy. It means war. All right, so another Herald lady. She is a Republica programmer. She tries to avoid confrontation. She's extremely argumentative, so she's not good at one of those. She's a keen astronomer, and she once stole $2,800 worth of stuff. Andrea is such a bitch, seriously. Hey, that's your sister. Just over her. So she bought a gaming laptop. She bought 800 ounces of Red Bull in a tank. And she bought 30 of Copacex. Now, I believe Copacex was one of the drugs that we needed to watch for. Here we go. So, we'll just midstream that. And we'll have to see if Andrea Schiffer is anywhere that we can find out about. But I don't think she's any of the... There's nobody here that we actually have to look at unless we turn out to find out that that person works for Republica or MatCorp. Alright, so goodbye there. She does a specific kind of prescription medicine, and I guarantee you that if your boss has access to LexisNexis, they know what medicines that you take. So Arthur Medvedev is a Republica developer. He's extremely conscious of his poor posture. Every time I read that, I look at my own posture and go, yep, that's poor posture. He avoids emails whenever possible. He keeps his money buried in a yard. Not necessarily his yard. And he is a human calculator. So, to Chilling Chang, I'm pretty much done here. There's not much left for me. Republica just has a pussy mentality. I'm going to try my luck over at MatCorp. So he's going to defect. And then we have a 1-year Porn Galaxy subscription for $99. He is that protective of his money and does not realize porn is free. He has a 1-year Hard-Ass Daily subscription, a 1-year Home and Garden Tip subscription, and he takes Ilium A, but we need Ilium B. We are, however, going to snip that. Republica just has a pussy mentality. That's right. All right. What else we got going on? Charlie Douglas, New York, New York. The city's so nice, they named it twice. He is the richest person that we have seen in this game so far. $213 million a year at 32 years old. He's the CEO of Republica. He's an innovative thinker. He's the founder and CEO. He runs revolutionary R&D programs, and he really likes beanbag chairs. So, let's take a look at all of his stuff. Criminal records, underage drinking, fake ID possession, marijuana possession. But none of these are things that we're looking for. They are not violent crimes. Don't care. Browsing history, procrastination, his AMA page, and a fact-based world view. So, nope, none of these things. Messages. I really need a decision. Are we letting Raul go? Oh man, now. Been on the table for a while. He's a good coder. He's just going through a rough patch. Give him a few months and then we'll see. Okay, you're too nice, Charlie. Do you mean I'm a pushover? You said it. Not me. He bought 3 Millennium Falcon grills, 500 boxes of dinosaur cookies, 1 medications, Marcus Aurelius, or meditations, that's different. 1 Cupasex, that's not what we're looking for down here, it's Copasex. 1 ASPCA donation of $450,000. That's a lot of money. 1 cosplay costume, Radagast the Brown. That's not Radagast Forte. So, nothing here. Hey, a big shout out to all the devs who helped us get our new OS finished so quickly. Love you all. And yes, obviously we're going to Chipotle to celebrate, and obviously getting extra guac. 5.87 thousand upvotes for extra guac. Throw 1 bit if you want some extra guac. So, he's got nothing going on here, right? He does not insult anybody. He's got no history of violent crimes. He's not purchasing Copacex. He's not purchasing Ilium B. And he has not purchased Radagast Forte. This dude is clean. So, Charlie Douglas is a goddamn gazillionaire and has many jealous folk who want to make him suffer. Lots of buyers. Well, I don't think we have anything to really sell any of those people. We are selling to the Resistance. Now, here's the thing about this. I can imagine a situation where if he goes under, then we get access to his system. But maybe he knows the Resistance. Anyway, let's sell this off to the Resistance. Here we go. Boom. Sold. Email. And then the Copacex. We should get a little for us, too. She's not paying us the extra like she said that she was going to. It might be a good idea to sell it to Dennis Zook for a little bit of extra cash. Now, it has nothing really to do with Charlie Douglas. This is more about the Matthew Pull thing. So, we could sell it to the government. That's fine. Here we go. Now the government knows what drugs that you take. Perfect. We are done with these. Now, let's call our bro. Progress saved successfully. Hey, so we're calling Philip Mascaro. Who's this? Word of warning, stay away from Alex. That little pussy! Why would I do that? I'm outside your stash house with a match and a can of gas. I know about the fireworks, or because I'm going to pay it myself. Let's talk a little arson here. You're bullshitting. Where? Guerrero Street. Shit, okay, you win. He doesn't have to pay. Just careful with the gas, alright? Yeah. Anonymous. Oh shit. Watch out. What? Eyes everywhere. Yes, we do need to watch out. Watch out for number 1, as we were told. I think that's actually extortion, not blackmail. But you're right. Blackmail is pretty good, too. Take a look at this Mr. Coffee right here. They really just need a Mr. Radar right next to it. You know I always have coffee when I look at the radar. Everybody knows that. Okay, gang, here's an interesting one. We've been asked to look into a series of museum robberies. The thieves have mostly been targeting ancient antiquities, so keep an eye out for any connections to black market antiquity dealers. Oh, and be sure to let us know if you find the Holy Grail. Ha ha! What a dude. I'm sorry, what a douche. I said that wrong. Actually, kind of like him. Hey, Michael. Hey, Peeper. So, China has gotten their space station operational, the meteoric rise of the blockchain. Well, you know, I mean, things go up and down. Hopefully, not as often as space stations. Zappy the Clown retires, and Tripwire leaks police brutality files. Interesting. We didn't have anything to do with that. So we still have our message from before. It's fine. Go to Messenger. Past chats were cleared automatically. We're doing okay with the bank. What do we have for shopping? Let's log into Instant Buy. What do we got? We can get that new phone. We can get an X Station Pro. We can get a TV. We can get tennis rackets. We can get a cool tablet computer. We can get a Sartano handbag. Who the fuck is Chris Mistlake? I don't know. So I could almost see buying a Republica GS60 tablet computer. But we don't have all that much money. That's like half of our monies. So we're not going to do it yet. All right, let's get signed in here. Operation Dustless Shelf. Following a series of museum and gallery thefts, the DOL has been lobbied by wealthy and powerful benefactors to track down missing antiquities. Keep an eye out for items related to antiquity preservation and any evidence that the suspect has been in the vicinity of a robbed museum. Also be sure to check the names of any black market relic dealers. Just bear in mind that we'll be partnering with this investigation with the folks over at Void. Stay out of their way, and we'll get along just fine. Good to know that we're going to see more about Void, because we've encountered them before a little bit. One of their agents. So, humidifier, rubber gloves, or integrated pest management. All right. Let's just go ahead and begin this here. We're going to track down the culprits in a series of museum heists. How cool is that? So if we drag and we look around, there's still nothing in Hawaii. There is still nothing. I suspect it's for people who don't have monitors quite as wide as mine. So, Tim Klein, Irvine, back to Irvine. He's an instrumentation engineer. He has trouble pronouncing some words. Mother was convicted of assault, and he calls her mother. Should be a warning sign, really. He lies about unnecessary things, about calling his mother mother, and he wants to be a superhero. So let's take a look here. What do we got? To Heba Musa, justice must be served. I'm just writing to protest my ban from the Wake Park branch of your gym. I feel it's a gross overreaction, as I was never informed of your shower urination policy. Did they kick him out for peeing in the shower? On the one hand, it's not the kind of thing that you want to share with somebody else. On the other hand, peeing on your feet used to be a way to cure athlete's foot. Back before we had Tufactin, Tinactin, or various other things that aren't quite as single-user friendly? Maybe that's the way to put it? Okay, so if we look at the rest of it here, pest management manual, no, Egyptian cotton bed sheets, and a 5-pound bag of rice. Nothing but rice. Seriously. So, nothing about a humidifier, nothing about rubber gloves, and that is not pest management in this respect. There's no E. Mahmood, no J. Scott, no Emmendahl, and no T. Berry. You're fine. Get out of here. All right, Jochin Paul in Brownwood, Texas. He's unemployed. He makes $0. He carries an empty briefcase. He speaks with very little tonal variation. He is a devout Gnostic Christian. He once adopted a snake. He bought 4 Vaselines from Nope Incorporated, 6 rubber gloves from Not Interested Limited, and 3 pounds of carrots from Not Even Gonna Ask LLC. Well, yeah. And none of these locations seem to match. So he's not at Wade Park, the Tenderloin, anywhere else like that. He's got Knutson, no. Erickson, nope. Scott, nope. Lehman, nope. Abdel, nope. Reza, nope. Pretty much sounds like it, doesn't it? It's probably what he's going to put in the briefcase. All right, Alexander Azrak. He's a CPA, makes $267,000 a year. He's doing pretty good for a CPA. He's a doting husband and father. He collects sports coats. He has an unhealthy cookie obsession. He doesn't eat them. He just fondles them. And he's chronically lazy. He bought a humidifier, a dehumidifier, and why me, the Roseanne Barr story? So, he made a loan repayment to O. Emmendahl. I shouldn't have passed that other one, because it looks like we're going to find some additional data here. Ah, new email. Would you be able to resend my product key for Leisure Suit Larry? I think I have to reinstall. To Silvana Muyaza. Well, not somebody that we need to find here. We'll come back again at a future date. Let's keep looking. We need to uncover more of these things. I really... Oh, I didn't. I didn't process him. Good. Let me make sure there's nobody here. Yeah, there was nobody here that I needed to search, right? There's no... Mahmoud, Scott, Ermendahl, Barry. He is in Brownwood. Brownwood. No, Wade Park, Tenderloin Boulevard, Oaks. Rockford. Oh, we did with this guy over here. Oh, well, crap. Let's take a look here. Patricia Neal. Patricia's a senator, only makes $40,000 a year. That doesn't seem right at all. Traditionally wealthy family, winner of several state debating championships. She's a possible sociopath, and she's an atheist that pretends to be Baptist. You would get along great with the city councilwoman down there in Florida. Jerry Lewis vinyl records, 5 pesticides, Rugrat slippers, and 3 packages of Band-Aids. Do you know anybody we need to keep track of? Do you know a Mahmoud? No. Jay Scott? No. A T. Berry? No. We do know an O. Emmendahl. Search. Bank records. Here we go. Campaign donations from R. Rabov, A. Ismailov, Venture T Pharmaceuticals, a donation from the Kissinger Institution. But none of these really match. We'll be back for you. Yeah, absolutely. 100% to get the rise out of you. Just like the person who eats the carrot. Okay, so Aldo Daniela, he is an orchestra musician. He does pretty good, $91,000 a year. He spends over an hour a day taking selfies with him and Pumpkin Spice Latte. Pumpkin Spice Latte is the name of his dog. He's terrified of suffocation. He throws items when angry. And he's obsessed with the Lunar New Year, but I mean, who isn't? So, if we take a look here, hospital fee, telephone bill, mortgage repayment, he's got a humidifier payment to Hot in Here Limited. Is that the same thing as purchasing a humidifier? It's not on his purchase list, it's a bank record. Let's see here, 2 spare tires, a gas mask, a skateboard, 1 caramel vanilla mocha grande semi-almond spice dusted with frankincense. Ah, he's been to the Tenderloin, though. Maybe we should count it. Let's try counting it. Tenderloin. Boom. With the humidifier payment. And let's say, boom. Yeah. We did it. We did it. All right, now that I know where the location is going to be, let's double check our purchases. Nope, nope, and nope. So none of those and none of those names. We just need to not worry about Joach and Paul. Alexander. So none of these. Don't use this credit card. I know I've got it on screen, but don't use his credit card. That's cruel. Patricia, Patty, Pat, P. Let's take a look here. What do we got? Golden Oldies, Kill 'Em Dead, Chang's Emporium, The Pharmacy. Okay. So still none of them. Okay. Just not a lot of evidence here. Let's look at Helen Jane. Helen is an offshore drilling consultant. She's got a face only a battleship could love. She makes $324,000 a year. $325 if she's feeling petty and pedantic. She never wears rings. She's a very light sleeper. She throws items when angry, and she actually speaks Dutch. So she got a tie-dye t-shirt at Possibly Cool Once. She got some electrical tape at Wade Park Hardware. And a 1X Wayfarer sunglasses at Possibly Cool Once. Possibly Cool Once. Alright, so we do have Wade Park. She has not purchased anything that we care too much about. Let's check her call metadata here. We've got J. Scott. Investigate this guy. Or lady. Bank records. Here we go. Income payment. That's a lot. No wonder she makes all that much money. $12,500 every month, every 2 weeks. Telephone bill account, hospital fee, internet bill account, service fee at Rahul's Integrated. Pest management. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and link Wade Park with the pest management. I go boom. We got you, Helen Jane. So this is getting really out there. These links, they're kind of getting crazy. The data is out there. So Raquel Eldorado. She's got her little smirk going on. She's a sports commentator. She habitually buys objects. She has a history of drug use. I, too, have a history of drug use. I've been sick before and taken drugs. She eats dinner at the same time every day. Once. And she does not use deodorant. She bought 40 pairs of rubber gloves, or maybe 20 pairs of rubber gloves. A shipping crate, a pair of tweezers, a history of Polynesian art. Yeah, I'm seeing a theme here. Seeing a theme. Do you guys see this theme? Do you see what's happening here? J. Scott. Let's investigate. Hey, just checking to see if Sandy's still lecturing at Rice. I'm going to be Boulevard Oaks this afternoon. Might drop in. Here we go. Boulevard Oaks with rubber gloves. Let's link them. She seems guilty as fuck, right? That's pretty strong game right there, Sealy Bob. That is pretty strong game. If you can do it with a strap on and a pair of really loose sweatpants, then you probably would win. Alright, so good enough. We've now looked at everybody. Some people are very clearly people and some are not, so we got a match here. Matchmaker. Matchmaker. Miss Neal. You're fine. You don't know her life, though. She may just want to fuck around with her own art. So, Emmendall, sure, but nothing specific. We do have this humidifier, though. That's a thing that we need. And a dehumidifier, but do we see anything at all about Wade Park, the Tenderloin, or Boulevard Oaks? We do not. We do not. We do not. You're fine. Get out of here. We don't want your type around here. We only want the guilty ones, like Jochin Paul here. Actually, get the fuck out of here and take your carrots with you. Okay. What do you think, Peeper? Yeah, hey, buddy. Aldo. Aldo, why are you at the Tenderloin and buying humidifiers, man? You're a threat. Send the assassins. And then we've got Helen Jane. We know Helen Jane's a threat. Look at that right there. Pest management. And Wade Park Hardware. Match. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's turn it in. See my report. Thanks, Michael Knight. Let's process it. Goddamn perfect once again. Good work, buddy. Thank you, Peeper. 20% compliance. Compliance! All right. Compliance over 85%. Another $200. We got to be looking out for number 1. And that does not mean clearance level 1. That means us. We found the precious Aztec calendar. Awesome. Ooh, and Spartan helmets. And Aldo. I've gone ahead and passed that on through. Tim Klein is one where they just don't want to know anything about it. Okay, so we did good work. Let's go ahead and go home. We gotta be careful. Hey, it's Mom. Hey, honey. Hi, Mom. So I've been meaning to ask you, how's your love life? What? I don't want to talk about that. You're my mom. Exactly. I'm the person who should be most interested. I need your grandbabies. Do you know the Felicios? Apparently their boy was using this app called Fire. Mom, I don't care what Diego... And 3 months later, he's married. Mom, I don't need to get married. I'm just saying, try it out, sweetie, for me. Okay, all right. Wonderful. Love you, honey. Remember we were reading a thing about fake profiles on the rise? So, crap. Now we have a dating sim tied up in all of this. So, we are pretty much crushing it. No! No. I don't know what you're talking about, Sealy Bob. Alright, let's do some dates. But first, let's see what happens if we just go to the program instead. Data rating dud. 0. I'm not going to match my honey boo. I'm going to match a freak. Let's see our dates. View pick. Yeah. Rin Wang, 33. She's an aspiring MILF. Aspiring MILF. Maybe we do need to fix this. You know what? No. Let's lie about where we met. Susana Fernandez. You know, that's probably a pretty good rule. You know what? Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and like on her. View pick Sunday, fun day is greater than lazy Sundays. Nicole, I don't think so. Goodbye. Our first date, I will carve our initials into a tree. It's the most romantic way of letting you know that I have a life, says Salem Issa. It is. It's also scary. No thank you. I ride on the back of shopping carts when I shop. Okay, that sounds like fun. So, did we get any like backs at all? Susana Fernandez rejected our like. I love that they can reject your like. Like, that's like, here's an extra serving of rejection. Only monsters don't ride on the backs of ships. I mean, you know, that's what I'm saying. So they're too good for me. It's fine. I didn't expect to match anybody today. I expect that we'll match somebody later. So we need to investigate Matt Corp for any shady dealings. Now we're doing a favor for Charlie Douglas, the CEO of Republica, and I'm kind of behind that. And it says, we have a tremendous opportunity here to stab at the heart of one of privacy's worst enemies. Matthew Poole is goddamn gazillionaire and has many jealous folk who want to make him suffer. Lots of buyers. Yeah, man. You said it. You said it, buddy. All right. Let's get connected to this. Here we go. We're looking for very similar things again. History of violent crimes, Copasex, Ilium B, Radagast Forte, a connection with the Oxford Examiner. For a second there, I thought that said Oxford, comma, and I was like, bitch, please. The Oxford comma is awesome. Connections with Eton Investigate. I don't know why it's investigations. An Examina, an Investiga. It feels like that should be Oxford Examinations, and Eton Investigations, and Edinburgh Inquira. Nope, that doesn't work. Everybody just thinks it's cool to end with an A for some reason. Maybe it's a bug. As long as it's a consistent bug, I don't think I care. All right. So let's take a look here. Martin's a serious-looking fellow. He is a Matt Corp developer. Notice how he's dressed in dark clothes. That means that he's the enemy. But seriously, he loves the color pink, you can tell. He beatboxes. He hates being called by his last name. Hey, Sebastian, my name's Martin. And he refuses to take advice from others. So let's take a look at what he actually does with his time. He bought a Razor scooter from Still Exists. He bought 3 Swiss cheese wheels from Cheese Dreams. He bought 2 Radagast lights. Well, we're looking for Radagast Forte. And he bought a subscription to the Edinburgh Inquirer. Now, that is not the same thing as Edinburgh Inquirer. So, fine. I'd like to cancel my subscription to the Edinburgh Inquirer on account of me never living in Scotland and having subscribed in the first place while under the influence of intense hallucinogens. Thank you. Wow. It's not a history of violent crimes. Doesn't really seem to go with anything else. All right, we'll just ignore Martin Sebastian for a little bit. How about Marie Anna? She's making less than the other guy. What? What? Sexism in the workplace. Wait, what do you mean? How long have they worked? It doesn't matter, right? Everybody should be paid exactly the same thing down to the cent. There's no room for merit in this meritocracy. Now, she is a chronic procrastinator, but she can read 2 pages of a book at once. She has a massive coaster collection and idly holds her own genitals. So, be real careful when shaking hands. Let's see here. She bought 2 breakfast burritos at Gaucho's, 1 set of Bluetooth headphones, 1 bottle of Zuboka vodka, and 1 Ilium D, but we're still looking for Ilium Bravo with 2 L's. Did you see Matt on Hootbox? Dude's such a phony. Careful, he's probably tapping our phones. No, I'm being serious. Shit, you might be right. They kind of are. They kind of are, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and close this down. Shut it down, Bruno. Shut it down. All right, and now let's take a look at Matthew Pull. This is the real person that we're after here. Matthew Pull. He makes a little less than the other, or a little more than the other guy. He's the CEO of Matt Corp. $339 million a year. He's got a PhD in computer science. He drinks industrial quantities of Coca-Cola. He builds robots in his spare time. What CEO has that kind of spare time at 21? He narrowly avoided a tax fraud conviction. Let's look at all of the things here. Let's go ahead and start with his criminal record here. Contempt of court, internet fraud, securities fraud, but that is not the same thing as violent crime. Let's look at his web browser history. BattleBot construction blades or burners? Good question. Cola Wars, video history, Mensa members area VIP club, and paragliding techniques, masters tutorial. So that's fine, nothing special there. S. Leon says, time don't know shit. Douglas is just some fucking do-gooder. Solved a water crisis. Yip-de-fucking-do. I drive industry. I make things happen. This country would be on its ass without MatCorp. Well, he certainly got enough ego. To hedge Knutson thumb removal from ass, you need to have this deal done before the end of the week next week. We've already got repeating bids for the Republica data from Oxford, Examina, and Regis Milgram. And I don't want the climate to cool down. Do your job, okay? So, Oxford Examina, 100%. Let's go ahead and midstream that. Perfect. Thank you to everyone who attended the charity gala. I feel so blessed to be able to give back. What a two-faced son of a bitch. Wonderful to be partnering with Person of the Year, Charlie Douglas, terrific role model. I don't like this guy. I don't like him. So, I think we've looked at all the things that we can look at. I think we found all the things that we can find. There's just the 3. We've looked at all of them. So, there's only one person that I want to sell to here. We are selling this to the Resistance. Now, here's the thing, right? We could give it to Seb. But I don't want to do that because we're already maxed out on our relationship with him. And Charlie won't do anything with the data anyway. He's a good guy. But do I think the Resistance Tripwire will actually go after this dude? Fuck yes, they will. And if they pull too much aggro, maybe he'll go after them. So, fuck it. You can have it. Enjoy that bomb. I'm going to bed. Boom, boom, boom. May 5th. Ban Sealy Bob. I don't think so, man. Why you... Talk about hovering over the wrong button, right? Okay, I won't bore you with how busy I am, so I'll be succinct. I could have just said I'll be succinct, but I needed to tell you how busy I am. So Frank isn't here? Regrettably, no. It appears he jetted off to Houston and neglected to tell me. Regardless, I believe we can make this agreeable for all concerned. So basically, you're giving us access to Fire's dating profiles in the proverbial nutshell. Huh, Demagogue owns Fire? Didn't know that. We own a lot of things you probably don't know about, dear. We'll require something in exchange, of course, but nothing you shouldn't be able to manage. Adieu. I'll be honest. She scares me a little. Okay, so let's hey, almost the weekend. You're right, buddy. I'll still be here. Oh, I know, buddy. All right, let's take a look here. The most important thing that we need to know about today is that military has developed a pizza with a 3-year expiry date. I would like to announce that as of this year, Bridgeford has actually supplied pizzas that go in meals ready to eat. They have been deployed as of this year, and they're pretty tasty. It kind of tastes like a shelf-stable version of that cafeteria pizza from school when you were a kid. It's not bad. Increased unhappiness with Congress. Antiquities recovered by the DOL. The Vice Blitz implicated in civilian massacre. Interesting. What about Fire here? We could see our results. Hell no. We're probably going to do a little computer hacking before we do that. The fact that they're giving us access to it, you know that we're going to have to set up a thing where we wind up going and dating a criminal to get more information. All right, let's get signed in. Or maybe we'll use it to take out the Resistance. Who knows? New evidence access dating profiles. The program name is Lothario. A recent grab of a user's profile on the popular dating app Fire, important in establishing how they portray themselves. Collection methods. Corporate compliance. Just remember, corporations do not have your best interest at heart. Not even the ones that profess to. Maybe especially the ones that do not profess to, or profess not to. Black sheep suspicion required. We can mark things as fake. Can it be overruled? Yeah, the power will not be actioned if requested incorrectly. It marks the suspect's information or identity as fraudulent, referring them to further investigation. So real, we can basically mark the information as accurate. We're now in the business of verifying whether people lie online in their dating profiles. I better get a fucking pay raise. So in exchange for access to Fire's dating profiles, Alexandra Feng is requesting that we filter profiles for bots and catfishes. I didn't even know that fish could use the internet. Overwhelming numbers of fake users are causing uptake to drop, which is starting to dramatically affect Fire's stock value. And apparently, Alexandra refuses to pay for a behavioral analysis AI, so identify contradictions between Fire profiles and reality, including the suspect's Codex profile. Let's view these rules here. Dating profile contradicts any other evidence. Any other evidence contradicts dating profile entry. Or the dating profile contradicts suspect Codex profile. This is a particularly subjective exercise here. We just have to look for things. So this is one by one. Identify contradictions. Remember, you can drag the map to move it around. You bet I can, buddy. All right, let's go ahead and start all the way over here. David Patrick in Reno, Nevada. He's a transport manager, makes $91,000 a year. He gets lost easily, laughs at his own jokes. Privately, he cross-dresses, and he rarely smiles. That is a grimace of pain, not a smile. Well, let's look at his browser history. Send in the Clown, Surfing for Beginners, and Cookie Clicker Redux. His dating profile says that he's Patrick, 18, in Reno. So that's all fine. He's got no likes backs, no dates. He says he's 24, an experienced surfer, a chilled bro, and pretty tubular, to be honest. So, if we look at what we have to do over here, we just have to link anything where they conflict with each other. And we black sheep if it conflicts with anything up here, basically. So we can link and we can go, what? Experienced surfer? How about surfing for beginners? We can say dating profile contradicts with other evidence. Or either. Right? Dating profile entry contradicts with other evidence. Other evidence contradicts the two. So which one of these do I click on? That one, I guess. I don't know. He says he's a chilled bro. We can't really do anything there. We don't know if he's actually pretty tubular, to be honest. But the dating profile contradicts the suspect's Codex. There's no way he's 24. So we're going to say black sheep. Boom. Right here. That's 2. 2, motherfucker. 2. Powers. Fake. You big fat faker. All right. We're going to come down here to Tucson, Arizona. Jane. Coolest name that I've seen on here yet. She's a server in Tucson. Makes $14,000 a year. She carries an apple everywhere, just in case she needs to look like an asshole. She touches her face incessantly, frequently dares others, and repeatedly forgets her PIN number. So she asks her diners for theirs. Okay, so if we take a look here, her dating profile. Single, sure, could be. Big Pokemon fan? Well, she bought a Raichu figurine and a Pokemon card pack, and even a Nurse Joy plushie, so sure. Digimon can go to hell? Sure seems like it. This is all fine. Now, we don't have anything at all about caring about any of these people here. Ended badly, unhealthy, healthy, very compatible. Partner died. Alright, well, she seems fine. Real. Yes, it said 18 after his name, but he said 24 in his profile. So, I don't know. We'll find out when we get to it. Maybe I did screw it up, but let's move on to Raymond Dizon from Birmingham, Alabama. He's a choreographer. Makes $31,000 a year. He can't ride a scooter. He enjoys giving presents, and who doesn't? He's a poor judge of character, and he is seriously allergic to shellfish. Now, he is 18. Doing pretty good. Choreographer 18. Matches. Birmingham, you bet. Right here, though, he says his salary is over $100,000. I don't think so. Whoops, that's not the tool we want. We want black sheep. Yeah, it contradicts. You don't make that much money. He only likes small foreign art films. Is that true? No, he bought the Transformers Anniversary Edition box set. And he's got no time for losers. Well, you know, he bought a bunch of Cheetos, an extra large air horn, and 45 bags of cement. There's a chance that he just buries the losers in concrete and leaves them there. However, we do have a little bit of a contradiction here. Boom. Boom. So, we have dating profile entry contradicts other evidence, or other evidence contradicts dating profile entry. I don't get the difference. And it says with. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flag that. So fake, you're full of shit. Yes, I know it says with, but like obviously one should do the other. Like logically, those are identical statements so far as I can tell. I'm not able to parse anything that's not. Now, here's the thing. We have Jane over here, and there was a Jane down here. What the fuck is going on with the Janes? Hugh Eric, stage manager, $25,000 a year. He is 44. Grimaces instead of grins. He was suspected of burglary. He cannot sleep in total silence. He needs competition in life, and he's a petty person. So, yeah, he says that he can breathe underwater and once lifted up a building. Well, hey everyone, I can't stop lying. I think it's pathological. Ha ha! I mean, it's kind of funny, but I seriously might need help. Ha ha. Well, here's my thing, right? Absolutely, he cannot breathe underwater or lift up a building. Those are things that people really can't do. But how do we link that to his pathological lying kind of a thing? They don't, like, can breathe underwater and pathological are contradictory to each other? I think so. I guess there is a certain logical difference here, because we may be able to tell that one of those is true and one of those is not. And so they could be lying somewhere else besides their dating profile. Still, fake. He can't breathe underwater. That's just silly. Is he a fish? Oh no. Well, let's look at this other Jane, because I just noticed Claudia Knight is one of these people. Oh my. So Jane is a train engineer chewing her way all the way to $77,000 a year. She is an uncontrollable gambler, an excellent meditator. She collects animal parts. She chews on her hair strands. It's a weird way of putting it, hair strands. So she's got a fake ID, false pretenses, and cocaine possession. Well, I sure don't know if she's 6'0", so that's fine. Responsible drinker? I mean, there's nothing here about her drinking. And she needs somebody with goals. Yeah, maybe. Alright, so. However, holy shit, that party was huge. I've never been blackout drunk twice in one night before. So that's a false thing. And has anybody seen my false tooth? Alright, so let's go ahead and link you with a responsible drinker. And we can say other evidence contradicts the dating profile entry. Which is pretty much what we've selected every time. So, alright, you are fake. Thomas Decker. Why do I know that name? From New Braunfels, Texas. It's a large town down there. He's a warehouse clerk, $17,000 a year, but he got a really sweet mullet out of the deal. His continually blocked nose, he rarely irons his own clothing, just other people's, and only when they're wearing it. He makes lame jokes. I have no idea what that's like. And he's unbothered by food stains on his clothing, or... Let me rub my monitor here. Yep. Or even on his chin. Alright, let's take a look here and see what's going on here. He says he's 35. That matches. His name in the right town. He says he's 6'5". Well, he could be. He says he's a lawyer. Bullshit. Bad to the bone. Probably not, and he needs constant affection. Maybe. He is a misdemeanor hit and run. Sold dangerous fireworks to minors, and he has done prescription fraud. Well, I think that counts as bad to the bone. He is pretty bad. So let's just go ahead and contradict his lawyerliness. Oh, that's not even what we do. We want to black sheep it. Lawyer. Contradicts Codex profile. Alright, buddy. Fake. Used to date a chick that was convinced she could breathe shallow underwater. You ignored it because she sucked the chrome off bumpers. Well, maybe she was part fish, man. You gotta not judge. You gotta not judge, man. Alright, so we have Franz de Jong in St. Augie. He's a sterilization technician, $33,000 a year. He would love to be a stunt person. He rarely wears shoes, which is why he's so good at sterilizing things. He doesn't trust forks, and really, who does? And he carries a compact mirror. Now, he lists his age correctly as 30. St. Augie, yep. He's just out of a long-term relationship, but definitely over it now, and he's a nice person looking for someone worth his time. And yet, 2 days ago, he says, I know I messed up. I know, but if you can find it in your heart to give me another chance, I know I won't disappoint you again. In fact, when you really think about this is all your fault anyway, so I forgive you. And L.U., man or woman, says, leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, so, okay, little contradictory evidence here. You big fucking faker. Really, what I'm getting out of this is pretty much everybody has had some fake. Let's look at Daniel Baker. He's a taper. He tapes things with tape. He hides cash in the ceiling, slaps people in the back, carries an apple everywhere, and he talks to plants. Inanimate objects. Does this look inanimate to you, punk? If I can talk, and I can move, who's to say I can't do anything I want? So, he says he's 65. You bet, but look at this photo. I just noticed the photo doesn't match. He says he's very fit. No. Keen bowler. Yep. Looking for love. Yeah, probably. Okay, so let's go ahead and start here. XXXXL jeans. Very fit. I don't think so. And let's come in here and flag this. This is not you. Although it makes me wonder if I should have been selecting this, but this isn't select. Can I unselect? Yeah, I cannot click this photo, so I have to click here. Okay. Yeah. Big faker. The deep fake. Okay, we're gonna mess with the Zohar. Aisha Zohar. She's got some cool hair. Stoned as fuck looking, but got cool hair. She's a chef in West Palm Beach, Florida. She's probably fun to party with. She's susceptible to brain freeze, always covers a toilet seat with toilet paper. She needs to feel in control to comfort herself and prefers anything familiar. Yep, she's a chef. Alright, so she says she's 24. Big fat fucking liar. No. Alright, so she says, make each day your best. Life is there for you to love. Greet the morning with a smile. I'm talking with B. Dominguez. Are you going to be working all late tonight? Yes, honey, but duty calls. Oh, well. Good luck. Now, it's a different name. Otherwise, I would think, possibly a kid or something like that. She's definitely a positive person. I am not sure that she is single. Let's go ahead and link these two. Does not look like she's single. Looking for adventures? Yeah, maybe. Fake. They're pretty much all fake. Alright, so we've done all of them except for Claudia Knight, who is our sister, aunt, someone? Claudia Knight, Pittsfield. She's a screenwriter. She comes off as arrogant, memorizes poetry. That's why she comes off as arrogant. She's actually a citizen of Aruba. What the fuck? And she beatboxes. Okay, so Carmina Burana, Pauly Shore, 41 Ways to Chew Your Food. So let's see here. 35, Pittsfield. Yep, that matches. She loves to travel. If she's actually a citizen of Aruba, sure, that matches. Romantic dinner. 41 Ways to Chew Your Food, romantic dinners. Like, I'm not convinced that that's contradictory. Just because you want to find out the cool, newest way to chew your food doesn't necessarily mean you don't like romantic dinners. They're not really linked. You're gonna get a pass for now. For now. So, Soluriforms. It sure looks like most people lie on the internet. It's a fascinating result. How did we do? Wow. So we incorrectly marked 4. I don't think that's the right way of tagging it. I don't think I really find that. But we mostly made appropriate decisions. Let's see. How did this work? We did not miss anything. Here we go. -2. She was marked as fake, and we were right. We missed the criminal history. Relevant rule. Other evidence contradicts dating profile entry. 6.0. Dating profile entry contradicts other evidence. What is the logical difference between a dating profiles entry contradicting other evidence or other evidence contradicting the profile entry? You would have to have a way of proving that one is accurate. Maybe I just didn't do a good job with that. But I totally fucked up Jane really bad. So I'm not really sure what this was about. The Bizanaya. Oh, the single. And it says present. But it also says ended badly. So, okay. This game's only been out for like a week and a half now. Looks like they still have a little work to do. Because that's pretty contradictory right there. Currently present also says ended badly. Like, I mean, it started May of 2023. It's May 5th. And it's already ended, but it says it's present. So, can breathe underwater, and once lifted up, it says it's incorrect to trigger these. So, we should have just left it. He, apparently can do those things. I don't know how they wanted me to treat that one. So, I guess I don't really care. So, Thomas Decker, we missed a thing on the criminal history. I'm not sure how that has anything to do with 6.5. Can I click on this? Yeah, it doesn't really tell me anything. I don't know. All right, compliance change, -9. We're actually down. No, we're going to make our $200, but we've got to do extra good tomorrow. We didn't lose that much. IP address banned. Added to DOL database. Removed from the system. Removed from the system. User banned, tracked, and blacklisted. Profile remains in the fire system. Profile removed, address banned. Removed, user added to the DOL database. Thomas Decker, user blacklisted. Got our money. Woo! Let's go home. Let's make sure we don't get anything from any of those fucking people, right? Alright, so find fire accounts that have been taken over by spam bots for an AI speech tool. We could add these spam bot profiles to a database for an AI search tool that we're developing, or anything with DOL and AI needs to be sabotaged. Or friends who build spam bots want to know which bots you find so they can make better. Yeah. I'm a little conflicted about that. Let's go to fire here. Let's see our results. You're all done for today. Nice. We didn't get any new ones. Let's see our like backs. Okay, so we did this yesterday. I guess they're not actually giving it to me today. All right, that's fine. Maybe it'll happen after this. Let's get logged in here. So, do we develop our local AI? Do we help the spammer? Or do we help the contrarian who is just unhappy because they're unhappy? So more than one ellipsis. Or links to websites. Well, we can do that. That's pretty easy. Florian, Robert. That was a lot of beeping. He privately cross-dresses, frequently coughs up phlegm, romantically awkward as a personal rival. Loves to laugh, come travel with me. Yeah, alright, so, you know, no web link, no ellipses, you're fine. Gare Flanagan. Hardware store cashier. Only drinks from paper cups, enjoys creature comforts, cannot write in cursive, and refuses help out of pride. So, looking for fun, so ask me from my Hootbox account. It's not really a link to a website. We'll come back to it and we'll see. If we see something that actually looks like a hyperlink, then we'll know that that doesn't count. If we don't, then that's close enough. So I am real and I feel real emotions. That seems like a fucking bot thing, but that is not the criteria. Video artist, enjoys giving small gifts, an excellent storyteller. Can't you tell? A super, super good storyteller who says, I am real and I feel real emotions. Proudly donates to millenarian churches, and his hands are always cold. Yeah, Bernard, I am sure that you are a real human being who feels real human emotions. Claire. Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Okay, proposal writer. She stretches whenever possible, has a Christmas tree up all year, has a catchphrase, and is a member of the Rebuilding Alliance. Hi, ... just having fun and living my life, ... Join us. Yeah, fuck off. You piece of AI. Okay, so we have Paola Colombo, professional gambler, not a good one. She's a bad liar, she hums the same tune, and it's generally rerun themes. She's almost always humming the Murder, She Wrote theme, is really what it is. And she prefers pencils to pens. Follow me on PicGlam, just type in my name. I feel like there's a good chance that that is a link, even though it's not showing us like HTTP whatever. Because this one's saying, hey, go to this other website, just like the Hootbox one. But we'll keep looking. How about Gerald Pringle? He's an electrician, makes $112,000 a year. We can't see shit here. Is he a voider? A hook, a line, and a sinker walk into a bar. Interesting how the Codex report has been redacted. Well, somebody's fishing. Okay. How about Ari Albert? First time I've seen anybody with some of those facial features. Okay, she's a EMT vehicle technician. Or an EVT, an emergency vehicle technician. Not an EMT vehicle technician. She's honest to a fault. She's an impatient listener. She's learning to mix drinks. And she's a soup aficionado. This one actually has a link. Here we go. Come and play with me on Hootbox. And then here's the actual link. Boom. Gotcha. This is why we hold off on those things. And we got Claudio Valerio. He's a songwriter. Not good at it. Habitually chews his lips. Stands with his hands behind his back. He's a chain smoker and he has coding experience. Not a bot, even though I look like one. So he's probably fine. So we found 2 pieces of evidence among all the people that we looked at here. Let's make sure that there's not any in... Yep, no. None anywhere else. Okay. So now we have to figure out who to sell this shit to through Rialto. Do we want to help the spammers? Not so much, but it's starting to get kind of bad down here. So I think I'm willing to give him one and probably one to Seb. I'm okay with where the resistance is at this point in time. Now we could sell both of them, but in my mind that means that later on we could get more false positives from spam. So let's go ahead and sell dating hi ... I've been whatever living. We're going to sell that to Snow Owl. That one shows a little more. And then we're going to come down here to don't put your stupid links in these things. I want to keep the ... trick. So we'll go ahead and sell that to him. Okay, perfect. Okay, we are doing pretty good. Let's quit for the day. Did not give us any more fire links. We're still a dud. Still a dud and not a stud. All right, let's take a look at one really important thing here. I'm going to check the achievements that are available for this game. We have 4 achievements and there are 6 achievements remaining. They're all hidden. Do we think maybe that achievements are for each rank and that holding out with the shittiest phone from 2019 here in the year of 2023 is a good sign? Do you guys think that when we hit CR6 we should think about buying a new phone? I mean, we're not going to do it right now. Sorry to get your panties wet for the new phone. None are from the phone. Heads up, everyone. Good news and bad news. Bad news. Codex has been compromised. What's going on? Have we been hacked? No, nothing that serious. Some jokers have scrambled some profiles, generating duplicated evidence. That sounds pretty serious. Our techs will have it fixed in a few hours. Nothing to worry about. Unless you haven't heard the good news. We've traced the Neo-Texas connection to a handful of diplomats. This attack seems to have targeted a few of those. Meaning we're getting close. Meaning that they must have some serious firepower behind them. Meaning that someone really doesn't want us on this trail. And by targeting certain areas, they've also narrowed our suspects down. Unfortunately, because of the repair process, you'll have to sort through profiles with the same name until you find our suspect. Well, that sounds like fun. That's the spirit. Oh, and you'll have to hurry because they may be leaving the country today. All right. Well, hold on just a second. If that's the case, Rialto, I can't open this at work. I'm not crazy. Uh-oh, it's glitchy. Let's just do a little actual shopping through Instabuy here. Let's go ahead and buy that new phone. We'll get a new Air phone. We'll just view it. We'll buy it now. We'll get it overnight. There we go. Perfect. I don't know that we need a tablet computer for anything, but all right, we're going to have the new Airphone Z5 64 gig delivered to us. Hopefully we don't have the broken screen. Now, this is glitchy as fuck. Let's be real careful here. How you doing, Peeper? You okay, buddy? All right, he's still waving at us. So he must be okay. Let's go ahead and sign in here. A little worried. We may have a virus. New power, verify. Confirms that the suspect's information is correct, clearing them of suspicion and removing them from the active analysis pool. Or we have ignore. Marks them as irrelevant to any investigation and removes them. So it can be correct, and we can get rid of them. Or we can say that they're irrelevant and get rid of them. How strange. Verify. Confirms that the information is correct, clearing them of suspicion. This one means that we don't think that they're relevant, but it doesn't mark them as verified. Interesting. Okay, so we've discovered that one U.S. diplomat, Joan Tedesco, has strong links with Neo-Texas and foreign governments, and we need to know which government she's currently dealing with. However, Codex has been compromised and the system is scrambled, producing false copies of various evidence panels. The meeting is taking place now, so we don't have time to wait for repairs. Search through the various Joan Tedescos until you find the one that we need and determine which of her evidence is real based on her profile. Evidence matches the suspect profile. That's all we have to do. That should be pretty doable. So, Codex is legit, but other ones may not be, and it looks like it put us in here real quick. All right, so there's two. We're gonna have to mark one as confirmed and one as real. Interesting. Identify, use black sheep on whichever matches. Okay, so Marvel fan, speaks 7 languages, amateur astronomer. She's from Baton Rouge, so alright, well, let's turn that off in a minute. We're gonna go with this one, Baton Rouge, because that matches the profile. Is that right? Because there's this other relationship history where this is okay. If we verify, what happens? Like, this is crap. We don't need any of this. And we can't close out of this, so I guess we just have to mark it as verified. I don't know if that's right or not. I don't really understand what we're doing. Okay, so it immediately dropped us into the next one. To Charles Novak, tomorrow's schedule. Hi, Charles. I know we said we'd fix your oven, but can we reschedule? My family's taking out for a 40th. Possible. So no, we said we'd fix your pipes tomorrow. Turns out my family's doing it. Her best friend is Harry Lime. Holy shit. She is a plumber, though, so she is probably not fixing the oven. Let's go ahead and mark this one. That matches the suspect profile. This also matches the suspect profile. You're good. Both of them verified. So ignore might have been the way to go on the other one. Okay. Another Joan Tedesco. A dude Joan. Okay, so let's take a look here. Technology obsessed. Grand Mutual. Grand Mutual? Grand Mutual. Always asleep before 10 p.m. Pass your message along, so the ready form, of course, will be in Moscow with the details. He's a sloppy speller, though. This seems sloppy right here. Over here, so the ready form, of course, will be in Beijing with the details. Cash should be ready, as we discussed. So, this matches I can't really select this time, so it's okay. And if we go over here and look at this, yes, we are Grand Mutual on both of those. Technology obsessed, electricity, transfer, internet. Here we go. So internet also matches. So we'll verify. Joan Tedesco, software engineer, avid cowboy boot collector, very into BDSM, 6'1" in boots, 33 or 32. 33. It's interesting how it says it in both locations, but 32 versus 33. Why would you lie and say you're 32 when it says you're 33 there? Okay, and then let's come over here and show me the email to Rick Jane at CDX Software or Lumberyards. She's cynical about Kevin Durant, and who isn't? She enjoys being spanked and eats lip balm. She's a software engineer, so CDX Software or Lumberyard? I mean, honestly, what we want to do is go with software here and say that that matches. Feel pretty good about that. It's possible I don't understand the rules, but I think we just have to pick which one of the two. So, opera singer once wrestled a shark, a TNG fanatic, and has never eaten Mexican food and is extremely stubborn. Picard isn't even close to Kirk. You've got to be kidding. I'm definitely not. Give up, you won't convince me, blah, or okay, I give up, I'm sick of this argument. Well, clearly she's a fanatic if she's trying to do this, so, I mean, just, I'm sick of the argument. Absolutely, that matches. Okay, we can get rid of the messages and check social media. Who knows a decent place to get enchiladas? You bet. That's a problem. Because she's never been anywhere, so that makes sense. Okay, so I might be the only person in Arkansas who hasn't met Mike Huckabee. Or I might be the only person in Utah who hasn't met Mitt Romney. Well, she is in Utah. So that matches. Powers verified. All suspects processed. Submit for review. Well, I sure hope we did it right. Let's submit for analysis here. No, we didn't do it. We did not. We made the appropriate decisions. We missed some evidence. What did we not understand about this? Missed. Partner died. If entry matches the profile. Okay, so we're looking at the profile here. What about partner died? Don't understand. My family's taking me out for my 40th. Ah, so that was a lie because we got a text message from Harry Lime? Why? We missed the mutual. You're right. We should have tagged that because it did match. I get it. But how's the internet bill on one and not on the other mean that he's not tech obsessed? Interesting. Give up. Give up. Look at this. It says incorrect. You tagged, give this up. You missed, give up, you won't ever convince me. How does that make her less of a fanatic? This one clearly means they've had this conversation a lot. Maybe I looked at who was on the wrong side? Maybe I misinterpreted that? Maybe that's my fault. I mean, I guess it has to be my fault because I'm the one playing the game, but alright. We've got to really nail it tomorrow or our compliance may slip, guys. We got to do better. Notice we did fall to 11th in CL1, so that is live data. Alright, so we're going to get a new phone tomorrow. So we found the right Joan Tedesco. Found the right Joan Tedesco. There we go. This Joan Tedesco, the dude Joan Tedesco, was the one that we needed. Probably not really a do. A new grade A lead. Tell me more about... Okay. Someone really didn't want us finding this Tedesco woman. Or it's just a smokescreen. Possibly, but it'd be an awfully big one, which says something in itself. What do you think, Brian? Well, Tedesco did say she was going to Moscow, didn't she? True. How about you, kid? Could the Russian government be involved? A diplomatic incident would make this a lot messier than it is now, so I hope not. One thing, though. This is looking too big to be the work of some pissant group. Yeah. Okay. So Neo Texas was connected to foreign diplomats. Interesting. All right, so let's take a look at the news here. We didn't really get a chance to look at the news today. U.S. bans small modular reactors inside the Iraqi water conflict, and Oscars announces the best stunt category. Well, that would be different. Okay, so we went home. Julia Lang has hyper-liked you. See your dates. Julia Lang, 26, hyper-liked you. Live how you love. Love the life you live. Heart. You pick. She seems alright. She's not an old dude. What the fuck is a hyper-like? What does our profile even look like? Sure, fine. Dog owner, photographer, and aspiring gym rat. No, thank you. Puppy enthusiast and frozen yogurt connoisseur. I mean, those seem kind of cool. A little concerned about Petrov right after we started talking about the Russians. But sure, why not? I'm outdoorsy in the sense that I like to get drunk on patios. Funny, but no thank you, Sadia. I hope you like sarcasm and being insulted. Fuck off. See your like backs. You accepted Julia Lang's like +1 to the data rating. Okay. Data rating, Charlie Brown. Alright, so we need to find evidence that the Matcore CEO is selling private customer information to data brokers. Let's go ahead and get a little evidence on Julia Lang. We just want to take a look. Normally I wouldn't do that, but I'm starting to be corrupted by the ease of all this easy power. So if Matcore is doing anything nefarious, we want to distance ourselves from them before the story breaks. We're at 10 out of 10, that's fine. Tripwire can cripple Matcore and embarrass the DOL if we leak any evidence. Now, that's true. News companies will pay the large buck for exclusive evidence. You bet they will, buddy. Let's log in here. And connected. So, midstream tool on A. Saxon, B. McCall, O. Gundir, or any attachment sent in that time period. Alright. Not a whole lot going on. Alright, let's take a look at Julia Lang first. This is a user-requested profile. She is a nursery nurse. She cracks her neck. She carves wood in her spare time. She wants to chat. Sure, why not? Let's chat. Hello! Hey. And we're looking at her stuff right here. So, the sunset, climbing harness, donuts, tax consulting. So, how are you doing? I'm fine. The morning taketh by J.P. Choi. So, what are you up to at the moment? We could say reading the latest by J.P. Choi. Do you know her? But I'm not going to do that. Doing my tax. How is yours coming along? That seems like a silly thing for me. Nothing much on the couch. Matthew Cole. Oh, okay. Sounds cool.
So what are your plans for the weekend? We could head down to the Copa Bash. We could try out some rock climbing or just chilling out and keeping it low key. Do we want to hook up? You know what? Rock climbing sounds fun. Let's try it. Or we could go to the Copa Bash. How about we try some rock climbing? It's a thing we could try. We're not any good at it, but we want to try it. Haha, cool, I climb all the time. I can give you some pointers if you like. Well, maybe we can do something sometime. Man, she's doing all the hard work here, right? Copa Bash. Sorry about that, buddy. Hey, they want to talk more. Nice work. +1 data rating. Okay. I don't really just want everything. I didn't remember reading Copa Bash because I was too busy looking at her while doing the other things, thinking it was kind of time limited, so... Holy shit, man. Look at all these messages. Holy shit, man. Look at all these messages. Alright, so let's look at... between 1046 and 1113... Z-Top Zero Zip, what's this? A gift from me to you, thank me later. No, I don't think so. And that's not the person that's there, so we don't care about that one. A. McCall. Nope. B. McCall, no. Or I. McCall. Nope, neither one of those. Technically, the users agreed to this, but does anyone actually read the agreement? Does it matter? How can you get us data on many linked apps? 4,000 to begin with. More coming in the month. Matthew, this feels like the beginning of a beautiful friendship. This is 1:19 p.m. outside of that time range. But here's the zip file. Just an example of my generosity. Part of me wants to go after this shit anyway. It's outside of the time frame, though. So it could be a poisoned apple. It might actually reduce my score with people if I give it to them and it's not the right thing. So, no. No. None of these are the people that we need to look for. So the messages, not really. So let's see here. A. Saxon? No. B. McCall? No. O. Gundhere and O. Gandhere. Alright. We can get rid of the phone records. Let's look at the social medias. Shocked to hear about the recent leaks at Microstep. No one's more committed to your privacy than us. I think we can all agree that the federal government isn't doing enough to protect your information. Yes, but it's Gandhere versus Gundhere. Good eye, though. I sometimes miss those. I appreciate you giving me the heads up on that. It's nice to have the confirmation. Okay, so files that are sent between 10:46 and 11:13 p.m. Here's one. Not this one. So let's snap that sucker. Okay, Douglas looks like he's getting cold feet, but the deal's still on the table. If you're no longer interested, I can assure you that Oxford Examiner are. And that was one of the companies that we had to flag previously. None of these people match here. As far as I'm concerned, Investiga can do what they like with the data, will be theirs. Pass this along to give them a better idea of what they're buying. Again, it's outside of the range, even though it seems scummy. Bank records. Advance payment to A. Saxon. That's a lot of fucking money. $12.5 million out of his personal fund. Campaign donation. Oh no, he received it from Saxon. Holy shit. Yeah, that he's definitely taken the money for that. Campaign donation, Patricia Neal. Sure. Repair fee for the Metancourt yachts. And what a dude. Alright, and then let's look at his relationships. H. Park, type pragmatic, December 2022 to present. Alright, so we got two pieces of information. We got one person. So we probably want to distance ourselves before the story breaks. And I think maybe we could also give it to Tripwire. Or if we give it to... Do we want to cripple Matcore, or do we just want exclusive evidence, right? No, man, I do not want information worth $12.5 million. They will fucking kill you for that. Human life's not worth $12.5 million. I guarantee you. Human life comes in two varieties. Priceless and worthless. And it just depends on who you are on which you think it is. So, who do we sell to? It seems silly to give it to Seb. We're at 10 out of 10. It seems like the smart thing to do is to give it to the other two companies and then not worry too much about any blowback on us. So I guess we'll do that. I don't know how much these things actually matter. I don't know if it's just keeping them all balanced or if I'm actually changing the meta plot. I'd have to play it a couple of times to find out. So we have over $1,000 in funding, so let's go ahead and sell the bank payment to Dennis so that they know that he's getting paid off in advance. And we'll give the actual data attachment to the Resistance. So 8s across the board and still got a 10 there. That's fine. So we should get a new phone tomorrow. Let's log off. Ready for work. Let's see if we get a new phone. Maybe when we come home. Nope, there it is. Well, maybe. It looked like the screen got repaired for a second there. It did! We got a new phone! It's the same fucking phone that we had, except now it's not cracked. That's all it does. It just fixes the cracked screen. The intensity of these museum robberies has actually increased. Fortunately, we put some pressure on the State Department Office of Authentications. Now they're legally obliged to give us access to academic records. Lucky us! We need to collect the rest of these artifacts. God damn it. I know they're working on the spelling, but god damn it. Before they completely disappear, okay, gang? Oh, and we've been told to consider this as a major favor to Void, so you know it's important. Void? Volatile Objects and Incidents Department. I've never heard of them. Pretty much no one has. They like it that way. We actually have. We've investigated one of their agents. So, look at this optimistic-ass future right here. SpaceX mission lands on Mars. Kenyan poaching epidemic grows and remote attack on the DOL database. Oh no. So, let's go ahead and log in. Hey, buddy. We gotta do good today. We gotta get that compliance up. New access, academic record, program name, Deadhead. We can now read their academic transcripts from high school and up, providing an oversight of their scholastic achievement. Okay. More antiquities have disappeared, so a ring of thieves are still at large. The latest robberies targeted obscure pieces, the true value of which only an expert would know. Search for suspects with relevant advanced qualifications who are connected to known black market antique traders. All right. Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego? All right. So we're looking for masters in museum studies, masters in archaeology, masters in curatorial, with any of these names, or if they're Googling people who are interested in Egyptian relics. So, okay. That seems doable. I think we can get back up to 100% here. Make a wrong decision on a suspect, you'll still get compliance for any suspicious evidence you found. Well, that's true. Robin. She's from Norman, Oklahoma. She's a VP of sales, $86,000. She loves falling asleep to rain and doesn't, unless you're outside in it. Cannot resist a dare, frequently visits the beach, all those Oklahoma beaches, and once contracted scabies. Let's take a look here. She has a Master of Arts with a major in Archaeology and a Bachelor of Arts with Archaeology. She's got a 2.2 and a 2.4, and she did graduate high school. So she's got the degrees. She ain't great at the degrees, but she's got the degrees. So let's keep a look here. Call metadata. Arbeen, no beans. Jones, no Jones. Marquez, no, we do have a Marquez, but it's the wrong Marquez. And an Agrabat, no. Okay. P. Marquez, spelled differently, so no. Okay, I don't think it's her. It's fine. Discard. Let's keep going. Gabrielle Grossi, Hot Springs, Arkansas. Soccer coach. What kind of soccer coach makes $103,000 a year? I don't know, but I'd like to see her hidden piercings. She laughs inappropriately, spends over an hour a day taking selfies, and she often has her hands in her pockets, which begs the question, where did she find clothes with pockets? Girl clothes don't have enough pockets. So she's got a Bachelor's of the Arts in Curatorial Studies. Not enough. We need a Master's in everything, so no. And we have no people interested in relics because we don't have a web record. So discard. Moving on down to Chris Bandiac. He is a chef. He is a multi-award winning chef. He's an introvert, trivia buff, baseball fanatic. He got a Master of the Arts in Curatorial Studies. Did you really, buddy? Interesting. And J. Agrabat. J. Agrabat. Let's link. Yeah, buddy. The Gabonese pieces won't be a problem. Do you have any Fang masks? Of course! One used by 19th century ninja magic. I'll be there at 10. Alert! 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 He has questionable tastes. Steven, Robin. We're getting a lot of this now. The game's gone awry. He's from Gary, Indiana. He's an animal breeder that makes just under $100,000 a year. Pretty good for himself at age 23. Now, he graduated from Florida's Gateway College. He's obsessed about anal hygiene. He rolls his eyes when annoyed because he's just barely not a teenager, and he dislikes all people upon meeting them. Did not... Exactly, yeah. A lot of these people did not do so well. So here's a major in anthropology. For a Master of the Arts, that is not one of the ones that we're looking for. 1.5. Romans really weren't that great. Just a bunch of punk-ass phonies stole everything anyway, to be honest. Zeus, Jupiter, give me a break. Alright, I'll give you a break. Break off a piece of this Kit Kat bar. See you later, buddy. Yeah, it kind of is. All right, so Kirsty Hane from Columbus, Ohio. Never can trust those people in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, so she's an optical store worker. She witnessed a burglary and did nothing. Can never tell if someone's attracted to them. Probably seldomly. Changes hairstyle often and a limited cooking range. She's got a Master of the Arts in Archaeology, though, so we need to pay attention to that. Email Charlie Bean and some people here. So let's take a look here. Charlie Bean, your last email reminded me to ask, have you been to the Egyptian exhibition downtown? I've never seen pre-dynastic amulets so well preserved. It's incredible. Incroyable. So... Charlie Bean, nope, we're looking for R. Bean. H. Jones, no. Ah, here we go. R. Bean, right here. So we're going to get rid of the email. We're going to link R. Bean. to this Masters in Archaeology. Good to know. See you later. Gianluca Ricci. Come on. He's retired. He's doing alright for himself. He uses his phone excessively. He insists on outfit matching, hates women, and frequently exaggerates stories. Now, he does have a Master's of the Arts in Museum Science, and he's good at it. So, best archaeologist, Jones, Croft, or Drake? Jones, but only in the Crystal Skull. You're dead to me. You're not wrong. So, alert. Invalid human being. Alright, and old Patty Butler, state trooper, 35,000. She has a continually blocked nose, it's full of cocaine. She likes to hug people as a greeting. Criminals hate that. She has a treasured spoon collection and always carries the electrical tape. The electrical tape Spider been being. What's going on, Spider? Heyo! You know, I think you might like this game. It's not as hackerly as the hacker games that you play, but it's very much the same computer investigative vein. You might actually really enjoy this. This is called Need to Know. So she has a Master's of Art in Custodial Studies. I don't think so. We're looking for Curatorial Studies. So let's see here. So I've come into possession of some Utrisket tidbits, and I'm looking for buyers. Wow. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Let's just flag that immediately. So, do you think it's doubled? Do we think that it's also true for the I have some new Egyptian pieces? Or if that's just good enough, I've come into these and I'm looking for buyers. That's literally as blatant as it gets. This other one doesn't quite matches as much. Bot matches are pretty good. I play them without sense and enjoy the hell out of them. So, how do you play them? Do you do a similar thing, or do you just go all out and murder everybody, or how do you do that? All right, let's go ahead and report her. Never can trust those state troopers. Well, let's see if we can get our compliance back up to 100% here. Fingers crossed. We're going to, but we missed one. We didn't find one. I bet you that paragraph I needed to flag both of them. Remember how Peeper gave me a little hint at the beginning. It says, as long as you make the decision, you still get credit for the ones that you did. So we missed the second one. So we did need both of them. So yeah, well, okay, so I've also learned to keep the power on because I don't use sense. I have a hard time seeing them in those dark, dark houses. So I guess I understand. Only trapping the phone box is good. Sometimes I play without traps at all, but I'll let myself use all my powers. That's also kind of interesting. Alright, so we got some more money. Making up for buying the new phone. Should have just paid $50 and got the screen replaced. So Gabrielle's fine. Steven, he's a low threat. There we go. Gianluca. Watched a Scooby-Doo marathon. Here we go. We found an ancient bronze Korean drum and Carthaginian swords. We're doing all right. We are doing all right. Great work today, Agent. Seriously, though, who are Void? You're not really a conspiracy person, are you? I don't want to say most of them are kind of stupid. We know from investigating her that she's into conspiracies. And I don't think, are you kidding? I love a good conspiracy really fits either, but not really. But on the other hand, look where we work. Good to see you're coming around. I have not noticed that at all, Spider-Ben. On 50 on normal, I've never had any problems with them not moving. Not since the latest update anyway. They've actually gotten quite a bit better at it. I've noticed that they complete objectives even whenever I'm not anywhere near them. Void are basically DARPA, MIB, and all the rest rolled into one, or so the stories go. Any weird, paranormal, unexplainable event, they're on the scene. So is there any proof of this? Well, they wouldn't be much of a clandestine organization if there was. Yeah, that's what I thought. You want to run a brush through her hair. I think she's kind of adorable. She's no Gordo, but I enjoy her earnest nerdiness and dedication to conspiracies, even though she works in a conspiracy factory. I mean, normal's all right, but I haven't had any problems with it. I think it takes me a lot longer to get to him without sense, and so maybe they've started to do things because of it. She is kind of adorable, it's true. So we got a new message from Elise. Hey, do you remember where Mom keeps the baking soda? On the top shelf behind the gelatin, in the larder next to the other flour, or you know that big yellow bowl on the counter? It's in the cupboard under that. Well, who even knows? Let's try that one. Got it, thanks. That was weird. Alright, so check the GPAs of some pro-privacy academics as grounds to have them dismissed. How dirty does that feel? Interesting. Does that help whenever you're playing online? So the director feels these professors have gotten a little too revolutionary and need to be shut down, even through technicalities. I don't know that I like that. Universities are the last refuge of dangerous ideas. We have to protect them from the thought police. Or, sell to blackmailer boys. Professor's salary high enough to pay blackmail cost. Alright, well. So we're going to go ahead and sign into our VPN right here. And then we'll connect into the system. And we are looking to see if they have a GPA below 3, if they have a history of political rebellion, a GPA below 3 if they have contact with G. Richard, or a GPA below 3 if they have contact with P. Allenson. All right. Roberto Molinari. Of course, he's a professor. They all will be. He does not believe in wearing sleeves. He's incensed by mispronunciations. He rarely sleeps without a fan on. He slaps people on the back, and he is terrible at strategy. Let's look at his criminal records here. Political rebellion? Maybe with political protest. Maybe. Or public protest. It could be political. Personal network. We know a G. Richard. We know no Allenson. So let's check and see what his GPA is. GPA is below 3 for his Doctor of Education here. Unlawful public protest? Sure seems like a political rebellion thing. Let's go ahead and we'll just take a little picture of that. We'll sell that for some good money here in a minute. If you grab the 2 knives in the shack and the spawn's near an objective. Well, that's cool. It's good that it's building the skills like that. So, Suzanne Graff here, Professor Graff. You're never really sure if she's looking at you or not. She usually sees the worst in people, sometimes 2 at a time. She has obnoxious laughter, can't ride a scooter, and has a brother complex. Does that mean she likes her brother or she thinks she's a brother? Doctorate of Engineering, 3.9, is just really not gonna... Oh, well, but she does have a bachelor's. It doesn't say which degree. So, I mean, I suppose their bachelor degree could do it.
political rebellion, fake ID, failure to disperse during a protest, and failure to present driver's license. Those almost all certainly happened at near the same time. It's like they learned, right? Like, no, I won't leave, and no, I won't show you my driver's license, even though they do have different judges. And then here it's like they learned. So a protest could still be political rebellion, and it doesn't say which one, so this GPA could do it. So let's go ahead and we'll snapshot that too. I feel like I need to go back to this guy then and make sure his other degrees. That's a 4.0. Oh, there's a 2.9 right there. Doesn't say their topmost degree. And Claudia Gallardo. Professor Gallardo is skeptical of the government, takes stupid dares. We definitely should play some matches. I probably won't be around much this weekend, or at least not until later on in the weekend. So it'll either be... I'm streaming something tomorrow. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. Often used by others and enjoys being on ships, but we definitely do need to do some more Friday the 13th. So let's take a look at her personal network. G. Richard, new. P. Allenson, there we go. So let's take a look at these GPAs. Any of them below 3? You bet. Property law. Wow, we've got so many. Here's another one. Man, it's making me think that there's a good chance that it's not talking about, that it's only talking about their professorial degree, even though it doesn't say that. It says GPA below 3 if they've had contact with any of these people. Or those other ones don't count as political rebellion. I mean, that's the thing, because really, I think I can basically max out everybody with this one, if that's the case. Of course, maybe I don't want to turn some of these in, but... like, I've actually... have I filled up the strongbox? Look at this. I got 5 different pieces of evidence here. I got a feeling that it's not the bachelor's and master's degrees. That it's only the doctor, even though it doesn't say that. But there's no way I can verify that. I don't know how to verify that. So I guess I will just I'm going to get rid of these. If they're not the doctor degrees. So that leaves us with 2. So we could give them to Tripwire. We could give them to Tripwire. Let's give 1 to Tripwire and 1... we'll give 1 to each of these 2. Alright. That'll have to be good enough. And quit. We got a card from Charlie Douglas. This is interesting. Is this Michael? This is interesting. We've been spying on this guy. No, it's Vasily. No speak English. Yeah, who's this? I can understand your concern given your line of work. I'm Charlie Douglas, the CEO of Republica. Yeah, that's the one. Hey, I'm calling to thank you for your work during the investigation of my rival, Matthew Pull. Oh, no thanks necessary. I'd like to meet. Is Wednesday all right with you? I mean... sure, of course. I mean, that's fine. Great. I'll send someone to pick you up. See you then. That's a little weird. That's really
strange. Can't imagine a CEO of one of the top tech firms that's writing operating systems saying, "Hey, thanks for spying on my rival. I'd like to go to lunch with you." Oh. I'm noticing the time. I don't know how many more days we have in it, but let's at least do Wednesday here. Okay, team, this is the situation. A shooter has opened fire on civilians in downtown Cincinnati and fled the scene in a vehicle. We have reason to believe that they're still in the area, and the city has blocked off a series of roads around the crime scene. Before officers must approach random cars, you need to narrow down potential suspects using the information we've gathered so far. Due to the short notice, evidence on the gridlock drivers is arriving in waves. Make your assessments based on the data at hand. Time's short, so get moving, gang. Ha ha! I don't know why we're still doing the ha-ha when he's not doing it. It's just happening somehow. It's Wednesday, my dude. You're right, it is. Let's take a look at the news here real quick. Laser weapons engaged in the Yemeni skirmish. More priceless antiquities recovered. Charlie Douglas announces water aid program. Breaking shooting in Cincinnati. All right, let's get logged in here. This would be such a good tablet game. It feels like it's wow, we can SWAT people with 4 levels now. Once we have 4 levels of suspicion, we can SWAT them. Orders tactical police to subdue suspect or raid the premises. Authorizes necessary force. Program name, Brute Force. Something bad's gonna happen, man. Shit. Now we can SWAT people. All right. This is a new type of mission. Evidence waves. Identifying the shooter is a process of elimination. Evidence will appear in waves as Codex retrieves it. To find the shooter, the first wave of evidence will start. For each suspect, find any matching evidence, if there is any matching evidence, and use the match power. And if not, use the no match. When you've processed all the suspects in a wave, the next wave of evidence will appear, and suspects with no further evidence will be eliminated. Process the waves and only use no match if the suspect has 0 suspicion, including previous waves. On the final wave of evidence, find enough remaining evidence to call in a SWAT raid on the shooter. So let's take a look at the rules here. So they have to receive a call between 9:12 and 9:18 a.m. inclusive. Violent preferences or signs of anger, a history of violence, and we can deep link if they have firearm purchases with financial difficulty. All right, let's try it. Rush hour. Find the shooter. Evidence wave 1 starting. Sasha Brand. We're looking for 9:12 to 9:18. Here's one. Nope, that's not a call. Received a call here, 9:12 to 9:18. Received a call. Nothing, since we have no further data, there's nothing about signs of data or firearm purchases or anything else like that. Match. Edna Ann. She's insecure. She always carries change for homeless people. She makes $1.1 million a year. Okay, so we're looking for received phone calls only. Nope, that's not the right time frame. And that's really the only information we have. No match. Sven Schubert. He's retired. He wets the bed, burps uncontrollably, can't stand broccoli, and mumbles to himself. All right, received phone calls. Yes. actually received 2 phone calls. Wait, no. We're looking for AM. So, match. So when we finish all these phone records, I'm sure it will then turn around and go to the next one. So, okay. I'm going to stop reading about them all and just see if we can match. So we're looking for received phone calls. There are no received phone calls at all in the match. Richard Robin here. Received phone calls, 914. Match. But we are super going to be dead in a ditch. You're not wrong. Johnny Dennis. Jesus, that dude looks like a villain. He's a pro wrestler, though. So I guess that maybe makes sense. I don't know. Here we go. En route. Received 9:12 a.m. Matched. My God. Okay. Andrea Frank, dog groomer. Received calls? None. No match. Sarah Robert. She's learning to make coffee. She remembers all birthdays. All of the birthdays. Received call, 9:12 p.m. Received call, 9:18 a.m. Match. So they do have to start us off with a lot. That way we can like cut them in half or something like that every time. Felix Lee. We've seen this dude. He had a different name at the time. Former citizen of Kuwait. Okay, we're looking at received phone calls, 9:15 a.m. Julia Andrea. She is a terrible gambler. Her income is 0. Incoming call, 9:13 a.m. Match. Jamie Mark. Flight instructor. Sits on the arms of couches. Has invented a flask tie. Keen astronomer. She seems alright. Would hang out with. 9:12. Too bad she's a horrible shooter. No, I have no idea if it's her yet or not. We need more evidence. Peter Walker. Literary agent. He can fly helicopter. That's pretty cool. Can receive phone calls, 9:16 a.m. Okay. Two more. Okay. Garbage man. Received phone calls, 9:15 a.m. All right, last one for this round. You're looking for an inbound call. Nope. All right, you're clear. Evidence wave 2 starting. Okay, so presumably we'll have all the same people that we kept before. The list is smaller now. They should still have the evidence marked over here, but now we can see the browsing history. We're looking for violent preferences or signs of anger. No. None of these really make anything. The NFL tipping homepage? I don't think so. None of these have anything to do with violence, history of violence, anger, firearm purchases, anything like that. But it's still a match because we still have that 1 point from before. We can't dismiss them. They still have some. So really, we're just adding up at this point in time. We're not going to be getting rid of anybody. Rage management. Here we go. So, violent preferences or signs of anger. Powers. Still a match. They'll all still be matches. Richard Robin. Perfect steak, waterproofing your shed, or a fat yak video. No, we still match, though. Because we may get to other things and find out he has a history of violence by looking at his criminal records, even though he's not searching on the web about it. Social media. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It's all within yourself and your way of thinking. That dude had it too. Too bad I scuffed up my knuckles on his stupid face. Not how long, but how well you have lived is the main thing. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this as violent preferences? No. History of violence. 2 days ago, he had a fight of some sort. It's probably because he's a pro wrestler, but it still matches. Sarah. Oh, Sarah, what's going on with you? There's a movie about your life. Who would pay you? Fatty Arbuckle for me. And I know what you're thinking, but he was acquitted. No, that's fine. That's not really anything that we need to be worried about. But still a match. Felix. Felix, what's going on here? Life can fuck off right now, and so can everyone in it. Breaking eggs and making omelets. How do I plug in my new amp? Well, let's go ahead and... This certainly seems like a sign of anger. This could literally just be about cooking, so we're going to ignore it. Julia Andrea. Okay. Tech Sasquatch, explaining databases, blue elephants, urge to kill it, curb it with your own fight club. I think we could call that violent preferences or signs of anger. Urge to kill and all that. Miss Jamie Mac, all dressed in black. Okay, so apply to polar bears, the peaceful path, and the Nutella homepage. It might feel like we want to get rid of her because we don't think that she's a threat, but for all you know, she murdered her parents. Peter Walker. Synth pop chill mix, brutal montage of real deaths. Yikes. I would call that a violent preference, really. Because I don't think he did all the killing. He just wants to look at it 18 times. And Damien again. Our trash man, Damien. Come see my band this Thursday. We have 3 balalaikas. Alright, well, we're still a match, but good to know. Alright, evidence wave 3. We're trying to basically get to 4 types, I think. Alright, Sven. Relationship history. We're looking for a history of violence. Rebound, toxic, resentful, was abusive. Johnny. Extortion, harassment, aggravated assault? Yeah. That's a history of violence, alright. Man, these people are pretty scary. I am narrowing them down. Some of these people don't have them. So some of these people, like if we look at Felix, like the last guy had 3 points. This guy's only got 2. If we don't find something on him, he'll permanently be behind. There we go. See, nothing here has anything to do with it. So he's only going to have 2 when we go forward. Some of these people are going to be all the way to 5 and some will be very low. But we can only use no match if there was nothing to suspect them on, and that could only be possible in the first round. So, criminal records here. Parking fine, speeding ticket, illegal operation of a cotton candy stand. Right, okay. So, relationship history. Positive, purely sexual, very compatible, and romantic. So, nothing there. Is that you, Jake? Have you freshly shaven your legs? Alright, bank records here. Let's take a look. We're looking for financial difficulty and whether they purchased a gun. Purchased a gun, negative balance. Great, so we're going to go ahead and link these two. Got up to 4 on this guy. I feel like this is a tutorial for them doing it later. Alright, so finances. A turtle, Candenberg rum, a rifle, and a handgun. But we have no indication that they're having financial problems. And at a salary of 1.3 million per year, it seems unlikely that they're having it. Since we don't have anything to link, no big. Alright, the final wave is starting. Let's look at Sven here. Binoculars, aviator glasses, white sneakers, sarsaparilla. Sure doesn't seem to be anything there, so we pass on him. He's a match. We are looking. If we come in here and take a look at the tools and powers. We're looking for 5, I believe. There was. I don't think he's supposed to be swatted, man. But we'll see. Can I go back to him? It was Sven Schubert, huh? Yeah, nobody's maxed out yet. Well, we'll find out. If we have to replay it, we have to replay it. But Johnny Dennis. Bank records. No, he's fine. See, this still had it too. Suspicion level 4. You're right, I was supposed to. So, whoops, he got away. We'll have to replay it. I thought he had to get to level 5, not level 4. Actually, no. It says we made 14 out of 14 appropriate decisions. And we found all of the evidence. Let's see what happened. Plus 47% compliance change. I mean, I didn't trigger the SWAT raid, but... well, let's see what happens. They may wind up killing somebody or getting away, and I could have stopped it. Maybe that'll happen. Johnny Dennis. Sven Schubert. It was probably him. So we've got the 2 of them. Well done, everyone. The perp's been apprehended. Well, that was intense. Ha ha! Well said. I think I need to sit down. Ha ha. Okay. So... We didn't actually have to call the raid because we got all the way up. That's interesting. Alright, so Catherine O'Connor has hyperlinked us. Let's look at our dates here. Why? No. Hi, I'm here for a boring time. Well, no. Gets drunk and takes pictures a lot. No. Like long walks on the beach, and that's it. No. Aspiring MILF. No. Where's the 1 out of 1? See my like backs. That's weird. It like literally didn't let me select the 1. It was kind of like stuck halfway. And I didn't click on anything and it moved me to the second one, so who even knows? Alright. Alright, so progress was saved. We'll finish this and then we'll probably call it at the end of the night. So that's fine. Alright. We could look up Catherine O'Connor. Do we want to do that? I mean, I guess we can, right? So select vulnerable programmers to target for bribery in data companies. Weak leaks in these companies are human backdoors for info gathering. Tripwire can use these contacts as moles into the data surveillance world, or corporate backstab live in will. Companies always pay to spy on other companies. Sure, let's do it. Like I said, we're becoming a little more corrupt and a little less idealistic as the game goes on, taking the easy information that's being offered to us, even though we know better. So we're going to use the midstream tool. If anyone mentions problems with the system, or if they have a bachelor degree at the most with a GPA under that. Gee, mini Christmas. Okay. So basically, if they suck and don't have the education, or if there's evidence of an exploit list, or if they have a bank balance of under 450, if, again, they don't have great grades. Let's go ahead and start by checking out Catherine O'Connor. Game over, man. Game over. Now she wants to chat with me immediately while I'm looking at this. Okay. Let's read her stuff, though, before we do it. She's got a bachelor's in art. Not so good. Saw some protesters on my way to work. Newsflash, who cares? Ghostbusters, incredible, but I can't understand how anyone could like the sequel. Surprised at what people eat hamburgers. Meanwhile, I'm eating my quinoa and arugula salad and trying to keep a straight face. No pain, no game. Jim is light. No, I don't want to talk to you. You do not seem like the kind of person I'm interested in discussing things with. Let's go back to Irvine, California. Alexei Pavel. Love that photo, man. That dude is baked out of his fucking mind. Like, he can't remember the last time he was sober. So, Bachelor of Computer Science, major in Data Security. He's got a pretty good GPA. He does not flag for any of these, and he doesn't have any emails, so not him. How about Renato Baron? Well, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Not such a good thing, so she potentially can trigger these other alerts. Let's see here. Bank balance is less than 450, so we can absolutely trigger on her. So, bank balance. Let's see. There's just so many flaws in it, I can't even begin to list them. It can't be that bad. I swear it's the worst movie I've ever seen. She has $432 in her bank account. She makes almost $600,000 a year. She's got some serious shit going on in her life. Student loans, cancer diagnosis, cloning mom's dead cats, something. This one doesn't even make any money. Just for the love. Computer science, okay, it's low enough to trigger. And messages. Do we have any major issues? Possibly. Some of the passwords are getting saved to server logs before being hashed, and we don't know why. Yikes. We'll keep that quiet for now. And I would say that that probably counts as a problem with the system. So we're just going to take that. And then let's look at Petra Mayer here. Petra's a DBA, $24,000 a year. She loves museums. She cheated in school. But she has a master's, so she doesn't really count for any of this still. Let's read her email. Jesus Christ, you need to just come out and tell Leah this because she has to hear it. The code is outright trash and it's jeopardizing the security of the entire framework. But she doesn't have a bachelor's degree at most. She's got a master's, so we're not going to be able to get to her. That gave us 2. All right. See our results. See our likebacks. Yeah, I don't think so. All right, so everybody's doing pretty good. We want some weak links in the companies for backdoors, right? I mean, it's nice to have everything up here. Let's go ahead and let's sell them locally. We'll sell them to our company. There we go. 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. We're doing good. Let's go ahead and quit. And I think if I hit to travel, it will trigger the save. Let's make sure. Oh, no, not yet. This is what I wanted to do on Wednesday anyway. So, I finally meet the renowned Michael Knight. What an office, man. Great work on the Cincinnati thing today, by the way. How does he know all this? How do you know so much about me? He's like, I made your phone. Well, Matthew was investigating me, so I thought I'd return the favor. I was mega impressed with the work you did, so I wanted to know more. I asked Seb, and here we are. And he just gave up my information. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Being a billionaire makes you forget boundaries sometimes. How was the trip over, by the way? Great, actually, I've never been in one of those fancy new helicopters, or good, but when you said pick you up, I didn't realize you were in New York. Once again, my bad. We knew that he was in New York, but we thought maybe he was visiting D.C. Got some trees tucked into his building in an interesting way. Sven will have you back within an hour, but I'll get to the point. I'm building a new data branch, and I need talented people. I saw what you did with MatCorp, and I was seriously impressed. I like your ability, and I like your integrity. In short, I want you on board. So you want to hire me? Yes, absolutely. Are you that shocked? More than a little, yeah. Well, don't be. They're underpaying you there. Wait, what about the DOL? What about it? The DOL is a creepy, lumbering fossil from another era. It's outdated and irrelevant. On top of that, let's be honest, it's totally unethical. And I can say you kind of have a point, or I can say, no way, look at all the good we've done. And we have done good, but holy fuck is it unethical. So you're wasted over there. The DOL is going to erode you as a person, chew you up, and spit you out. So why not join something that's going to make a real difference? Also, I need people who know what they're doing with this sector, because between you and me, I don't. What do you say? You know what? You've convinced me. Are you certain? There's no going back on this. So, are we going to quit the DOL? Or are we going to keep going? This is our chance to get out. This is what everybody dreams about. Do well in the public sector. Find your out. Get into the corporate sector. Make mega bucks. And then get out of that as soon as possible. Let's do it. Let's take the job. What's the worst that can happen? Well, he said we're underpaid, and it's true. We pretty much only make like $100 or $200 a day as a bonus when we do a good thing. Everything else is apparently eaten up with food and everything else like that. That's why we have to buy our luxuries out of our bonus. I'm fine with it. Let's do it. I'm ready for a change. Awesome. In that case, welcome aboard. Let's get to it. Did it end the game? Michael Knight, you quit the Department of Liberty and moved to New York to join Republica. It's a perfect fit. And soon, with your connection to Charlie Douglas, you rise quickly. Soon you're in charge of your own division, solving education problems in disadvantaged countries. We won. We didn't get assassinated. We got promoted. Awesome. Now, I've got a feeling that we could probably sign back in again. And if we did, it might let us continue off from that. But that's a victory, right? That's a moral victory. It's not as fun for the game, but that's pretty awesome. So if we sign back in, I'm sure it takes us back to the meeting and lets us hop out. Let's just see what it does. Yeah, it restarts that day, and it takes us right back to the meeting where we can opt out. So good to know. Next time, when we resume, we will tell them, thanks, but no thanks. Look at all the good that we do. And then we will keep trying to do good from inside the system. But that's next time. Have a good night.